to the built environment in general. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's program will not in any way go into information that will leave us better informed, that will leave us better professionals, and indeed, not only are we going to be having value for the money we have paid or may have paid for this program, we will equally have ample opportunity to interrelate with industry experts that indeed can help and opportunities. Having said that, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I now call on one of our leaders, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Building, a former national president of the Association of the Nigerian Institute of Building here in Lagos State. Gentlemen and ladies, for the opening prayer, join me as I make welcome to the podium fellow Nigerian Institute of Building.
All, let's have our opening prayer. You don't need to get up, so just sit down. Bow down your head. We thank Almighty Allah for giving us this day. Second day, this is the second day of the Builders Conference. You did beyond what you did for us yesterday. Idina Surata Musakim. Surata Lasin Alam Talim, Gerim Alam Reselin, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alam. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for yourselves for being part of the day 2 of the 33rd Builders Conference and Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Institute of Building, Lagos State Chapter, holding right here at the Podium Event Center, Lekki, Lagos. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to recognize the presence FNIOB, who is here ably and comfortably represented by the first National Vice President. You can see that if I say small body, big engine, I'm not making any mistake. You are highly welcome, my former chairperson. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor once again this morning to introduce a former national scribe of this institute, a former chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Building, Lagos State Chapter, a very senior colleague of mine and mentor. Please, help me welcome to our midst this morning, Builder Adekombi Adelaja, FNIOB, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome, sir. I would also like to recognize one of our panelists here yesterday that punctured the way and manner that we thought about our professional lives. He engaged rigorously in a very serious conversation here yesterday with us, and I am sure that the vast majority of participants at this program yesterday were left better than they came through the robust conversations that we have, rolling from the keynote address by distinguished Professor Timothy Benganubi down to all the array of panelists that we had. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I introduce to us this morning, once again, Builder Dr. Emmanuel Aladeloba, Fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Building. And through him, I want to extend the recognition to all fellows of this institute, too numerous to mention here at this program this morning. I equally extend due recognition to all past national and state executive council members of the Nigerian Institute of Building that are here with us this morning. I can as well see some men and officers in uniform. Yesterday we had the Nigerian military band and the general officer commanding 81 Division of the Nigerian Army in our midst. And so in same vein today we have some men in uniform, either with the national or federal parastatals or states. We recognize each and every one of you, and we welcome you to this program. A round of applause for all men in uniform, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, who spoke to us on the topic, impact of regulatory environment on real estate sector? Engineer Olayinka Abdul did not mince words. She spoke extensively on the roles of the Lagos State Material Testing Laboratory and how it relates to everything that we do as agriculture. A young man that narrated how the present federal government projects of the highway that goes from Lagos all the way to Calabar affected one of his estates as a result of some miscommunications between his establishments and indeed the government of Lagos State and probably that of the federal government of Nigeria. And on that note, a note of warning was given to all of us yesterday that in whatever engagement we are into, we should ensure regulatory compliance as professionals, and we should ensure that we do due diligence before we begin to execute any project whatsoever in Lagos State or elsewhere in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, this individual is Builder Dr. Odegade Abdulhakim, the MD CEO of AK Model Group, otherwise known as AK Model Group of companies. And he spoke to us yesterday on a topic titled Environmental Sustainability and ESG Impact on Real Estate Sector. Today again, we expect him to join with us in the course of the program. We were supposed to have another presenter yesterday, whom we announced was unavoidably absent as at that time because of some official contingencies beyond our immediate control. But then she has assured us she will be here with us today. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to announce to us that we have in our midst this morning for our presentation. Please make welcome Mrs. Bolanle Ibitola, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Help us to welcome her. That's the Managing Director, Crayon Development Limited. She will be speaking to us today on the implementation of innovative financing models for building project development. That being said, yesterday also we had a man that has been described as Egunla and Irumole in Lagos by his staff members. Those are not my words. And they affirmed to me that the fear of this individual is the beginning of wisdom in the announcement of real estate development in Lagos State. Ladies and gentlemen, we had with us the general manager of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, LABSCA, Architect Oki, in our midst yesterday. In fact, it was almost the focal point of discussions here yesterday during the interactive session, where a series of questions were posed to him and his agency on their modus operandi and how their operations affect our daily routine as builders. In fact, we have some persons that inquired when is his tenure going to end. Maybe so as to have a brief relief in the industry. But he has assured that until he's 60, he will hold sway in Lagos State Civil Service. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's a quick recap of what transpired here yesterday. So if you were not here, you are here now. You are welcome. A round of applause for yourself, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Right about now, we are not going to be wasting much of our time. We are going to be allotting 3 minutes each to each of our sponsors that are here to come and display their products very, very quickly. Call on all of our exhibitors to please prepare their representatives in 3 minutes, and all of your slides, if you have any, by now should have been with our technical team. And you will be given only 3 minutes, and we will not like to embarrass anybody here. Try as much as possible, because we are having nothing less than 10 of you. So in the next 30 minutes, we are going to run through that. And I will call the first two, so that while the first person is presenting, the next already knows him or herself. And we are starting with Dangote Group, to be followed by Seramco Trading. Are they here? Dangote Cement. Do we have Dangote Cement? They are here. Oh, interesting. Please, your presentation should be ready. Seramco Trading. Do we have Seramco Trading here? If we don't have Seramco Trading, do we have Imaro here? Imaro. All right? We don't have Imaro ready yet. Do we have lead contractors? Lead contractors. Are they here? Lead contractors representative is number 2. Lead contractor is number 2. So I would like to start now by calling on the representative of Dangote Cement to make the presentation in 3 minutes, please. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for Dangote Cement, and we thank you for your support over the years. Where is the representative of Dangote Cement? Thank you. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And please, one thing you must tell us today, representative of Dangote Cement, is that Dangote Petroleum will reduce our pressure. Because there was a nexus reached yesterday that as our fuel consumption is going down, our high blood pressure is going up. So please help us to tell Mr. Dangote to come to our aid.
Thank you. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, today I just want to give the goodwill message from Dangote Cement, from the President CEO of Dangote Group, and also from the Avin Patak, who are not here today. A lot of them are out on the field working. I don't really have much to say, because one, the products Dangote Cement, we have the different SKUs in the market, and it's much more visible to everyone. And it takes one to use it to know the quality that is behind, the quality efforts that is behind those products. We wish the Nigerian Institute of Builders an excellent celebration and a successful event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dangote Group. Dangote Cement. Thank you for your support. Do we have lead contractors here now? Are they here? Okay, Seramco. Seramco is here? Oh, okay. Please, Seramco, presenter, please come forth. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. You have 3 minutes, sir. Please maximize it. Thank you.
Good morning, sirs. Good morning, ma'ams. Standing on existing protocol. Ferry. Okay. First and foremost, I would like to appreciate every partner. I think this is our second time partnering with this great organization, and what we say is it's been a partnership that works, and we are grateful for those that are patronizing us ever since our initial entry into this great organization. So, Ceramco basically is an umbrella body that produces products known as Ferry porcelain tiles. We were established in 2017, and over the years we've been able to do over 5 million square meters in terms of serving homes in Nigeria, even outside Nigeria. Our vision is simply to be a global choice when you think about products that are long-lasting in terms of longevity, aesthetics, and cost efficient. So we have got a feel of cement finishing, and we have a wooden, which we call legnon. A feel of wooden feel when you are in a space, you have that feel of like you having that feel of wood in your building. Then we have penura. Penura is an Italian word for plain, something plain, white, black, whichever color you want. We have those collections, and we have natural in terms of granite, fuel, and others. Next, beautiful designs. We have Pietra families. For the legno, which is wooden, we have Bethlehem home and other collections. There are cool collections. For the plain collection, we have Avora family and Greek family. I believe about 18 months ago, dollar was being sold for $1 naira was about 640 naira. And as today, dollar is 1,700 naira. So we feel like, okay, we need to produce something that can help us as one of those styles that will last longer. And builders, your responsibility as builders is to build something that will last forever, that lasts longer. And that's why we are coming in partnership with these organizations. That's why we are keen to partner with these organizations. So why you should choose porcelain tiles, Ferry porcelain tiles? The durability is just to send. We have few offers that we would like to send to you as build an agreement, a partnership, and offers. So if you like, I would like to share is very brief story. So there's a particular tiles which I will in Yoruba must say last year. So they bought this particular tiles, and when they were doing the cleaning company, they have a standard chemical they use. So they apply the chemical to the tiles, and lo and behold, everything washed away. And this is a development for sale. So the person has to reach out to my boss and say that, okay, it seems that you guys said your tiles, no, okay, can you supply me? And this person had to buy 2,000, over 2,000 square meters of the same type to run the project all over again. Now, I was doing calculation. When the project was done for that particular tiles, dollar was 640. But as of when they bought it from us, dollar had become 1,600. So that's about 2 months ago. So looking at it, I've got to realize that most times we feel like we are saving costs buying cheaper tiles or cheaper products. In the long run, you realize that the price in the long run will go away. So I would like to say thank you so much for this privilege. Our office is located. We have warehouse in two locations. We have in Ogumagoro State and we have in Abuja. Thank you so much. It's a privilege being with this great organization. We are grateful for the partnership, and thank you so much for partnering with everybody.
Thank you very much. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for Ceramco Trading. We are glad to have you here. Do we have Emaro with us now? Emaro, if they are not here.
Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I want to thank the organizers of this seminar, conference. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to showcase our products, our company. I represent Lead Contractors here today. Lead Contractor is a design implementation company with our head office here in Lagos, Nigeria. We undertake civil infrastructure construction projects such as building construction, shoreline protection, roads and drainages, remodeling and renovations, steel fabrications, and landscaping. So over the years, we have executed projects both within Lagos here and outside the states nationwide, servicing both government, private, and corporate organizations. Among our numerous the service plans, then we also have the Apapa local government road projects at Apapa. We have also the Royal Garden, Tropical Natural Limited, to mention but a few. If you need a
Thank you very much, representative of Lead Contractors. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please pause in both cash and kind. Today's podium now representative of Model Group of Companies.
Representative behind this road here. And what we do majorly about real estate, there's another aspect of real estate that people don't normally, they are not aware of, which is the investment aspect. Most of us will have some lying funds in the bank that at the end of the year, the bank might not give you more than, let's say, 5 to 10%. But when you come to real estate and you invest, that money can yield you up to 40% per annum. That is in 12 months. So if you need more clarification on this investment aspect, you can come to our booth just directly behind you. And we have our brochure that tells you state, private, and also enterprise. Thank you very much. God bless you.
A very wonderful and brief presentation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, do we have Imaro ready now? Imaro Group, are you here? Have standout properties. Standout properties. All right, do we have for your presentation in 3 minutes? Artisan School for Decorative Painting for this group. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that brief presentation, standout properties. Please, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to visit each of these exhibitors at their booths. They are going to avail you more details with regards to their products and services. They are just right behind us here, and you will be able to gather elaborate information on their product as it were. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, right about now, I would like to call on Istimos Engineering. Are they ready? Istimos Engineering, please come forth for your presentation in 3 minutes. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Istimos Engineering. Thank you very much. Then we are expecting Artisan School for Decorative.
I stand on existing protocols and I want to appreciate this opportunity to be presenting our brand, Istimos Group of Company, which also encompasses construction, project management, and we also have a distinguished product, which is Istimos Biker Panel, which is one of the products we are presenting here. Our booth is just behind the auditorium here. Our product is designed to actually help builders to tackle several construction problems and challenges that are being faced, as much as we are also in the business. So our biker panels are designed to help you combat things like dampness, minimize your costing to wall claddings, where you don't need to plaster or screed your wall before you can install a well-designed product that actually even address fire control, dampness in your buildings. And this product is designed in a way that it helps you control a lot of things. It helps you insulate your building. It helps you manage the cost, the longevity cost of maintaining a standard building. And it's a luxury product, but with a very cost-effective pricing. I would also want to encourage you can visit our booth for more details about the product. And thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. I want to now call on the next presenter. But before I do that, I want to recognize the presence of former chairmen and chairpersons of the Nigerian Institute of Building here in Lagos. I can see my fellow builder Asimiyu in our midst. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome. I can also see that in the course of this presentation, my own constituency, we came in numbers. And let me say, of the greatest Nigerian students, articulate Nigerian students. Nigerian students, please give yourselves a round of applause. You are all recognized, all the way from University of Lagos, all the way from Obafemi Awolowo University, and all other universities and polytechnics that are here ably represented by this team of good-looking students. You are all welcome to the 33rd Conference of the Nigerian Institute of Building, Lagos State Chapter. You are welcome. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the next presenter is Artisan School for Decorative Painting. Representative, a round of applause. This is my own friend and brother here in our midst this morning. I know you talk passionately, but you have 3 minutes here.
Good morning, beautiful professionals. I also stand on existing protocol. We are Artisan School for Decorative Painting. So what we do basically is painting training, both commercial painting, residential painting, and industrial. So our school, we run classes for beginners who want to be professional painters, and for painters who also want to upgrade their skills as a professional. We also run consultancy services for builders like yourself. So if you have a project and you want us to consult for you in terms of inspection, in terms of specifications, and also to train your painters for you on site. Let's say it's a sensitive project and the painters that you use, you love them, you want them to keep working for you, but you discover that they are having knowledge gaps. We can come in as consultants to help you put them through to give you to deliver the very best in terms of whatever paint product they are using. We'll put them through on how to understand the surfaces, how to specify in terms of primers, in terms of finishing, and also how to troubleshoot. We can come to your site and help you train your painters to deliver excellently. We can also consult for you when you have problems with painting. You can call on us. We'll also attend to that. We can also recommend paints for you as well. If you have a challenging surface and you are looking for a paint that will go well, that can help sustain that particular surface, we can also recommend. We have a lot of paint companies in Nigeria. We can recommend, oh, this company is good at this. Let's go for this company. We do all of those if you want them. You can also send your painters to us for training, 2 days, 3 days, depending on you, whatever areas of concentration you want, we render all of those services. So what we do basically is training on painting only. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Artisan School for Decorative Painting. This particular company, they are carrying out a service, of course, that is very germane to us as builders. No matter how structurally stable, architecturally pleasing your work may be, if the painting works are poor, it sends easily a wrong signal to your clients as well as your prospective clients. Therefore, painting is a core aspect of what we do, and so we call on you guys, on all builders that are here, to patronize professional painters and brands that will give you the best, long-lasting painting, such as Artisan School for Decorative Painting has been doing over the years. Thank you guys for coming. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Now we move to the next presenter, and I would like to call on Proma Paints for their presentation. Are they here? 3 minutes. Thank you, Proma Paints. Proma Paints. We have a lot of painting partners with us this morning, and they are all doing exceedingly wonderfully well. You are welcome, Proma. You have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I stand on the existing protocol too, and I would like to introduce our brand to you, Proma Paints. I basically would just want to speak briefly about some of our products and how it will help you. Proma Paints, okay, we have it on board. Our legacy. Proma Paints is a product of PCMN, which is Paint and Coatings Manufacturers Nigeria Limited. Of course, we are ISO certified. We have ISO 9001, 14001, and 45001. And I want to say in Nigeria, I make bold to say this anywhere, that we are still the paint company with these 3 certifications in Nigeria. You can investigate, you can find out, and give me the feedback. Thank you. Okay, we have some of our projects pan Nigeria, and we have our outlets. We have in Lagos, we have in Abuja, we have in Port Harcourt, we have in Gombe, and we are also expanding our footprint across Nigeria presently. Let's go to our product range. In terms of our product range, we have the superior, we have the premium, and we have the standard. As it applies to you as a builder, okay, so we have the premium quality, the one we call the Proma range. And in this, we have water-based, we have solvent-based, we have the one that is called textured, we have for different substrates, different finish, based on what you want. Can we move forward, please? Okay, so the first here is Proma Acryl. You can see the packaging here, and the benefit is durable, is ideal for both internal for interior uses. It can be used for living rooms, your bedrooms, your nurseries. The selling point of this paint is easy to clean. It is wipeable. So if you have children with ant stains on the wall, you can easily put a cloth in water and wipe off stains. This is cleanable. The appearance is a matte finish. For you, the spread rate is there. Can we move to the next one? Chroma Shield. Chroma Shield can be used both in and out. It has a good hiding power. If you have a substrate that the finish is not so good, this has a hiding power. It is also able to withstand UV light, which makes it stable, very stable externally. The selling point, excellent anti-mold, algae, and fungal property. It is a product that we recommend for those that are living in Lekki, or you have projects in Lekki, you have projects on the highland. This is very good for you to use. The appearance is okay. The appearance is actually a matte finish. This is Chromatex. This is a textured finish. This is the premium range that is currently displayed. For each of these premium range, we have a standard. So we have paint for every project that you have. Cost shouldn't be an issue. Budget should not be an issue. We can meet you exactly at where your budget is, preferring good solutions, preferring good quality of products to you. Yes, let's move on. The next one is Chroma Screed. Okay, we know that the quality of plastered walls that we have out there now are not 100%. And so we recommend this product. It's Chroma Screed. It can be applied on a plastered wall. It's good also for hiding blemishes, for filling air cracks line. It can be used on plastered and masonry wall. It has excellent smoothing properties. The finished product of this, after the second coat, is very smooth. You can apply any top coat on this. Of course, they are very affordable. The spread rate is there. The spread rate is there. This is Chroma Gloss. This is solvent based. This is good for metal surfaces, wooden surfaces, and if you require it, it also has a high hiding power. It dries quickly, and it also has a good weather resistance. Thank you. All right, so this is another range. Like I said, we have different range, whichever that your budget can carry. For the first one, for everyone that listed the matte, the satin finish, or the silk finish, this also has a range of it. This is the Ultra Satin High Classic. Of course, it's also there. We have the High Classic Ultra Matte. This is the matte. These are all water products. This is the textured finish, good for external surfaces. And then we have the Classic range. The Classic range is a standard product. It's cheaper than the Broma, it's cheaper than the High Classic, and it has good quality. So whatever your budget is, you can reach out to us. We have a paint for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chroma Paints. We are pleased to partner with you, and we look forward to seeing more of you in our subsequent programs and events. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next presentation shall be from Imaro. Is Imaro here now? Imaro Groups. All right, if they are not here, Mahina Colon, Guard Enforcement Security and Patrol Limited. Are they here? Guard Enforcement Security and Patrol Limited. If they are not here yet, then I call on Alan Carey. Alan Carey. Do we have Alan Carey in our midst? Alan Carey. All right, if they are not here, I will go to the next. CTW Industries. Are they here? All right, please come forward for your presentation in 3 minutes. Thank you. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for CTW Industries. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Just like to say thank you to the Nigerian Institute of Building for giving us the opportunity to present our products and introduce our company. I represent CTW Industries Limited. My name is Folami Ogunia. We are proud to present our innovative screening powder to deliver a perfect finish for your walls and paint. It is our premium formula is designed that all you need to do is to add water and you are good to go. So that goes with our slogan, no hassle, no waste, no wahala. If I can just give a brief explanation to some of the features and benefits that home shore wall putty has to offer. One, it is water resistant. It's ideal for humid and wet conditions. It is UV resistant. It's capable of withstanding the harsh sunlight that we suffer from in Nigeria. As you can see, I know I have some slides, but I decided not to talk about slides because it's quite long. So I'll just go ahead and talk about our features and benefits. Other features and benefits that we have is versatility. It can work. We can use our products internally and externally with the same mix. So it's easy for new professionals, old professionals to apply. Why? Because you just need to add water and you are good to go. Our product can last in the bucket for at least 8 hours after mixing. You know, once you mix it, you know, sometimes some of these creatures, they can go and eat and do something and just leave the product. So there's a lot of wastage. We are guaranteeing no wastage. As you can see, no wastage with our product. As soon as you mix it with water, you are good to go. We are currently at displayed our booth. We can explain further the technical aspect of our products to give you this perfect finish. And we're proud to say that since 2017, we have screened well over 10 million square meters. And we're looking to continue growing in this space, and we hope that at the Painters Artisan School, we partner with you. Even Dangote Refinery, we had to do a lot of their work at the refinery because of the humid nature of their environment, you know, because of the lagoon and ocean. Please come and visit us. Come and have a feel of our sample. You will not be disappointed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, CTW Industries, for your presentation. We are glad to partner with you, and we look forward to having more of you, more of a partnership with us here at the Nigerian Institute of Building, Lagos State Chapter. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor also of informing you all that we have some elders here with us, some past chairmen of the Nigerian Institute of Building. We also have here a former chairman of the Institute in Kwara State, a fellow of the Institute. Gentlemen and ladies, join me to make welcome Builder Mrs. Mary Kolawole. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I'm also pleased to announce that we have in our midst representative of the General Manager of the Lagos State Urban Renewal Agency, LASURA, who is here ably represented by Town Planner Lawal Latif. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He was also here with us throughout yesterday. That shows that the town planners and this particular agency takes the NIOB and hold us in high esteem. A round of applause for them once again. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now call on Alan Carey Group for their presentation. You have 3 minutes, please. Thank you very much. Alan Carey. Please, the technical crew, you can project. Thank you very much. Thank you. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ruth John. I work with Alan Carey Technical and Logistics Limited. Alan Carey is a one-stop solution for all your construction needs. Next slide, please. Alan Carey is part of a 40-year-old group that are involved in different parts of construction. But I'll talk about Alan Carey personally today. Alan Carey was established in 2004, and Alan Carey has been in this business for a while, like I said, and we are partnering with so many world-known, renowned brands, starting from Don Brat. Don Brat is a premium brand for sanitary fittings like showers and faucets. Villarreal and Bock is also a German brand as well for sanitary fittings, WCs, all of that. Then Bostik is a waterproofing brand for waterproofing admixtures, floor and wall coatings. Kajera is our tile brand from India. Evostik is part of Bostik, Dumbarton for sealants. We are also number one known for Henko pipes in Nigeria. So the Henko that you buy from the market is not the original Henko pipe. So when you type Henko pipe online, it's going to show you my company address, number 10 Elito Gabi, off Adelo Deco, Victoria Island. So the Henko pipe using all this word is wrong. But we are like the sole distributors of Henko pipe in Nigeria. Okay, so these are like all the things that we do. I think you should go to the next slide. Next slide. You can see our beautiful sanitary fittings, our wardrobe bathroom. We're also into wash basins, kitchen sinks, and taps. Next. So now this is L'Oreal Book design for physically challenged. Now this can be used in hospitals and areas for like large traffic where you have people that are physically challenged and different people, from different walks of life coming in. Next stage. Next slide, sorry. This is Dumbarton. You can see our showers. It's a very beautiful design. You can see the light and the rain showers. Next slide. This is our moon shower. This is one of like the expensive premium shower from Dumbarton. And this is the sensory sky shower. Next. So, next. So we also have Dyson, our UK brand for hand dryers. If you've been to, I know you guys, many of you travel a lot, you can see these dryers in some international airports. One part is for drying, one part is for the tap, like the water where it flows out from. Next. This is our Vama hand dryer. It's also a brand from UK. Next. So this is the Henko design. So Henko is a multi-layered pipe system. It has 5 layers and it's very strong. It comes in a bent form and also a straight form. The straight one can also be used as a bent form or a straight form. And the Henko pipe is actually very good for hot and cold water. Next slide. If you come to our stand, we can tell you more about these are different fittings for the Henko pipe. The fittings and the screws. Next. This is the Kajara I told you about, the tiles. We also into formwork. Alankari has different formwork. We have plywood ranging from 16 mm down to 18 mm, different grades according to your budget. We have economical. We have plywood that can go for like 15 times usage, 10 times, 4 to 5 times, different types. We also have scaffolding systems from India, Tree, and we also have scaffolding clips. And if you have any special design in mind, you can tell us the design and then we prepare that and send it to you. Next. So these are also the designs of the cap locks and the scaffolding systems that we have in Alankari. Next. So Bostik, like I told you, is an European brand, and they have about 55 countries where their factories are located. Yeah. Okay. Next. So I'm going to close with this. No. Please go back. I'm going to close with this, right? No, next. Right, that's fine. So this is like a brief system of waterproof system we have in Alankari. I'm going to try to be fast. We have touch, applied membrane, and self-adhesive. So one is talking about the felt that we know, and the other one is the flash band. We also have different kinds of waterproofing in Alankari. We have crystalline waterproofing that is good for substructural system. I think I told us about that last year. And we have added more products to our brand. Each division brought more products. Like under our acrylic now, we have a new product that is fiber modified. It is also acrylic modified. So that means you're getting 2-in-1 or 3-in-1 components under one specification. We have bitumen, we have acrylic, we have polyurethane, we have polyurea, we have our hybrid technology that can be used in different areas on your asbestos roof, on your aluminum roof, and your concrete roof. And then we also have our chemical admixtures. We have 2 types of admixtures in Alankari. We have the crystalline admixture and we have the polymer-modified admixture. Next. So this is the multi-purpose admixture. With this, it's a solution for the rising dampness we have in our construction today. If we can utilize this integral liquid waterproofing admixture for our plastering and castering, we will not be having swollen walls, cracks on the wall, and all of it. So next. So these are like pictures of a crystalline products. Next. I don't want to take much of our time. I can explain further now when you come to our stand. These are different PU coatings that we have. We have water-based polyurethane, we have oil-based. Of course, you know that polyurethane has 25, our polyurethane product has 25 years warranty, and it's actually a very strong product. It's one of our expensive ranges. This is our cost-effective, waterproofing, economical, bitumen-based. Next. The flash band. Now, the flash band that you see in the market is also not original. This is the original Bostik flash band. It doesn't peel off after some time. The ones we buy in the market doesn't last and it doesn't work, but this is effective. You can try it out, and it's also quite affordable compared to the quality. Next. So this is our power blocker, our hybrid technology I talked about. This is a very special product from the R&D department of Bostik. And this product, it's very special. Like, you can apply it even while it's raining because it dries up fast. You can use it on your parapet walls. You can use it on your febora. So wherever you're having any drainage system and you're waterproofing the area, we can ask you to use that around the drainage system. Next. So we also have different kinds of sealants. This is our PU seal for expansion joints. We have expansion foam for installing your wooden doors. And we also have silicone and acrylic sealants. Okay, next. I'm done. So, like I said, we are your one-stop solution for all your construction needs. I really appreciate you for listening to me. And any questions you have, you can come to our stand. And please visit our showroom at Eletor Gabi, number 10 off Adelo, Victoria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, Alankari, for that presentation. I'm pleased to inform us that Alankari Group has been a supportive partner over the years with the Nigerian Institute of Building, Lagos State Chapter. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing more of your partnership in our subsequent events and programs. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to inform us this afternoon, that we have in our midst another very distinguished built environment professional who indeed has distinguished himself in the annals of the industry and of course has been noticed by His Excellency the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Baba Jide Sanwo-Olu. And this individual is here today. He also was supposed to be with us yesterday, but of course due to certain official assignments he could not make it, but live and direct. I'm pleased, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Town Planner Oshinaike Koinde. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Town Planner Oshinaike Koinde is the General Manager of the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Agency. A round of applause once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome, sir. So you can see that yesterday somebody made an accusation that other allied professionals, sister professionals in the built environment are scanty in this program. But today you can see that as if they heard, they are here, especially and particularly the town planners. At least I have recognized not less than 3 fellows of the Nigerian Institution of Town Planning, and they are here with us. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the NITP for having a very robust representation here today. And we also call upon all other sister agencies. We extended the invitation to all other sister professionals, but maybe due to the schedules, they could not make it here, but I'm sure some of them are with us online. But in the course of the program also, some will also join with us. In same vein, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize my own father, a mentor to young builders across the length and breadth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He took it upon himself to relate with young builders, not only professionally, but even personally. This individual has done so much, and he has been noticed by the Institute, and as such, has even at a point become the national president of the Nigerian Institute of Building. In fact, this is the tallest of all the presidents that we have had, at least in terms of height, physically. Gentlemen and ladies, join me in make welcome a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Building, a past national president of the Nigerian Institute of Building, builder Chuks Omefe FNIOB. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to put your hands together. You see, he didn't stand very well, so that you will not confirm what I said. He does too. You are highly welcome, President Chukwumefe, and we are delighted to have you in our midst. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are now wrapping up this session of presentation by our exhibitors. As we said ab initio, we have their stands right out there at the back of this hall. You can go there and go and meet with, so that you can ask any question you may have. However, we still have a few. Imaro, is Imaro here? Thank you very much, representative of Imaro's group, for that presentation. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call on Sanlam Insurance. Are they here? A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I take the microphone now to make a presentation in 3 minutes of their products and services. Thank you.
Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, the executive coordinator, the membership of Builders Association of Nigeria. We appreciate you all at Sanlam, Nigeria. My name is Abiola Mutunari. I'm here to represent the brand called Sanlam. Who are we in Sanlam? Sanlam is all about insurance. Insurance is when you buy, is what you buy when you don't need it. And I can tell you, when you need it, you will appreciate buying it. Because nobody knows when the needs will come. That is why it's called peace of mind. And as a builder, we have different type policy of insurance. But I would like to just run us through down the tailor-made insurance that is compulsory for your association, and that is Builders Association. We have so many things under it that is covered. We have the third-party liability. Even you can just be doing the construction now, and everything just went down. But you can be rest assured, Sanlam Insurance is there to rescue you from your financial embarrassment, and you will be out of it. You can contact us at 298 Ikorodu Road, and I would also like to display my contact through the chairman for the other members of Builders Association. I know it is very wide. Insurance is very wide. We have other things, like I said earlier on, motor insurance, public liability under this Builders Association. And it's quite unfortunate that I was unable to present my presentation now because I had an issue with my laptop just now. So, but I would have loved to present it so that you see what I'm actually talking about. Builders insurance, you need insurance for this builder, especially now that Lagos State has also compulsory for all builders in Lagos for any construction that is above 2 building story. It is very, very important. We are here to help you. We are here to put you back to the position you were before the loss. Thank you, and God bless you all. We would like to partner with you. Please contact us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, please, can we put our hands together for all of our partners at this program today? Thank you very much. And if you are our partner and you have not been recognized, please kindly indicate and let the organizers know so that you can be given proper and due recognition. However, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call on the general manager of the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Agency to come forth and give a goodwill message before we enter the conference proper. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to Town Planner Oshinaike Koinde as he comes forth to deliver a goodwill message on behalf of the authority. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's my great honor and privilege to stand before this wonderful gathering. And by the way, all courtesy duly extended. I think I would have regretted if I don't come. And I think this is the second time I will come in to attend this function. And as I was stepping in, I was amazed by the level of organization. I wanted to put across to my own chairman, that's chairman of Nigerian of Town Planners, that we need to come and learn something there. But I just deferred that. I said, maybe when I see you. Something now struck me, that why should I be surprised? These are people that, you know, when the architects, the design, on paper, it looks very beautiful. But the person that brings that thing to reality is these gentlemen and ladies. And I remember the way they put all the blocks until they get to either 10 floors, 20 floors, whatever. And everybody saying, wow, wow. So I give it to this wonderful profession. I mean, I've been in the built environment space for quite a while. And I think if I have to choose another profession, I think I will choose this profession. I think I will definitely choose this profession. I have a lot of friends that are builders, and they've been doing amazingly well. You know, I said I've been in this built environment for quite a while. I won't tell you so that you don't get age. You don't guess my age or know when I'm going to leave the service. But I've been there for over 3 decades. So let me give you that. The Lagos Physical Planning Permit Authority is one of the regulators in the built environment, meaning that I have the privilege of interacting and engaging with all other professionals. So I know the boards, where the T's are supposed to be crossed, where the I's are supposed to be dotted. You understand? I'm not going to say more than that. So I know what is going on. But interestingly, and I want to say, I'm being frank now, I've never seen one builder try to cut corners. I can tell you that. You know, I told you I've been in this, at least I've been the general manager now for over 3 years. So you can imagine the number of issues that comes to my table. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to mention other professionals anyway that have tried to cut corners. But one thing is this, I've never seen one builder. I'm still waiting, but I think I'm going to wait for a very, 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 very long time. So if it will actually come to pass. So it is with my singular privilege and honor to congratulate every one of you. The organization has been very apt. I've been very well organized. Everything is just on point. And I want to personally congratulate my friend, Builder Adeoye, for putting for leading the team that puts this together. But I want to live with this. We all know that the challenges in the built environment cannot be underscored. But we have a role to ensure that these challenges, how do we eliminate, if we can't even eliminate, how do we reduce this to the barest minimum? Because why? The environment is the common denominator and asset that has been bequeathed on every one of us. Meaning that we all have one role or the other to play. Yes, the builders has not been found one thing, but about other professionals? If one person can make the boat to sink, so that one person, we need to protect, we need to guide and advise and collaborate and support that one person so that the house does not go in flame. We always, when buildings come down, it's a big challenge. Sometimes life are lost. And it could be I, it could be anybody. Meaning that one professional who has compromised in the process of building, putting that building on, has messed all of us. So please, I want to enjoin every one of us. Let us collaborate, let us support one another. Let us not work in silos. It is not my profession. I'm just a builder. Let us not embrace that, and let us not encourage any form of illegality. We have to sustain this environment. We have to preserve it, not only for the present generation, even generation unborn. I also want to announce to you, not to announce anyway, just to reiterate what the governor said 2 days ago. There's what we call amnesty program that is ongoing. As a matter of fact, that program is supposed to end this month. But the governor has graciously extended that amnesty to the end of December. What does that mean? By our records, it's just 30% of the existing building in Lagos that has planning permits. And that's volume. That's a challenge to every one of us. Meaning that at one point or the other, we have seen where buildings are being constructed without planning permits. And most of the time, everybody just look away. It is not my business. But it is everybody's business. Please, if you have any clients who is yet to have this building plan, please tell the person there's a consequence for your not having planning permits. If you have gone to build, according to the law, we are supposed to be penalized. Initially, it was times 10 of the processing fee. What is the processing fee? That is the amount to pay before we accept your application. Like I said, it used to be times 4. Now it's times 10. And why was that? It's also to put in measures to discourage people from doing any form of illegality. But graciously enough, the governor has suspended us. Please, let's clap for our governor, please. So once again, it's my privilege to stand before this August gathering and to say, well done and congratulations.
Gentlemen and ladies, please, can we put our hands together for Town Planner Oshinaike Koinde for that very, very power-packed message that he has just delivered. Thank you so much, sir, for joining with us today. We are grateful and we look forward to seeing more of you in higher and higher offices in Lagos State and Nigeria at large. Thank you very much. And do kindly extend our kind regards to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Lagos State. We appreciate all that you do, particularly for we the professionals in the built environment in Lagos State. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there is something very germane that I must add to that speech that has just been delivered offhand by the General Manager of LASPA. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to inform you that with the authority of the Council of Registered Builders of Nigeria and the record that is available with them, and by extension the Nigerian Institute of Building, there is no building collapse that has ever occurred in Nigeria that has the involvement of a registered builder. And I think we deserve to give ourselves a round of applause. That is a very germane information, particularly to those of our students that are coming behind and the young builders, to note that though the menace of incessant building collapse remain a recurring decimal that ravages Nigeria, but then we do not have any registered builder entangled with any issue of building collapse yet on record in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And so, therefore, we want to beseech each and every one of us to continually work on ourselves, improve our standards, and keep the good standing of the profession in Nigeria. Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would now like to recognize the presence of a former chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Building, Lagos State Chapter, who is also here with us, and in fact the immediate past chairman. Please make welcome Lucky Isename, member Nigerian Institute of Building. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He's right here with us. Right about now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to call on the past national president of the Nigerian Institute of Building for a few minutes goodwill message. Please put your hands together and make welcome to the podium Builder Chuks Omeife, FNIOB, for a goodwill message. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now you can see the full glory. Now you can see the full length of our personal president. Thank you very much, sir. A man of many degrees and character. You are welcome to our midst, sir.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, distinguished builders. It's a really pleasure to be here this afternoon. And just as is normal, Lagos State has been the pace setter for the profession. And that is why the profession cannot do without Lagos State Chapter. I want to seriously applaud the efforts of all the chairmen that has led Lagos State so far. They've done very, very wonderful. And incidentally, somehow, I'm also a member of Lagos State Chapter. At least on record, I was a vice chairman of Lagos State Chapter for just 2 years or 1 year. With Bedajaisimi, I was the vice chairman. But that is not to underscore the fact that the chapter has done remarkably well. I remember very well so many years ago when the chapter was being reactivated. I remember people like Gilda Abino, who is here, Bedajaisimi, and so many of us who just out of the blues came together to revive the chapter. And today what you see is a vibrant chapter that has made so much record in terms of professionalism. And I want to also admonish the younger ones that some of the people you are seeing today didn't start from just nowhere. Professionalism is not learned by accident. It's a deliberate and intentional effort. You cannot be a professional by just coming in and going out and think that because you have had HND or BSc in building, and a member of Cobon, and a member of NIOB, you're a professional. No, that is not enough. You need to interact with your people. A lot of things some of us know today about professionalism is because what you gain from the founding fathers, we are opportune to meet them and interact with them at that level. And we have learned so much. They say the younger ones are the leaders of the future. And I want it to be so for this profession. Like the GM said, I wanted to ask him a question before he left, but that is for next time. Yes, the builders are the least. I'm sure we are builders in this place. We are doing a family meeting more or less. The builders are the least recognized in the industry. And I keep challenging the authority that until the builder is put in the rightful place, I'm sorry to say, building collapse will not end in this country. I've said this in so many cases. They say, maybe I'm pessimistic. I say, no, that is the truth. You can't have a building being built by somebody who is not trained. For me, it's an accident waiting to happen. And that is not to say that for us builders too, we need to up our games. We need to up our games seriously. How can somebody come from Labska and tell you where is the engineer on site, and you are a builder and you are on that site? That's an insult to you, if you allow that. People do these things not deliberately. Sometimes they don't have the information. If you come to my site for an engineer on site, I don't know about any engineer on site. As if there's no pretense about it. We need to keep enlightening them. That when you come to a site, you should ask for the builder on site. As simple as that. But some of us, we pretend. You want to be a good guy. They will come and ask you, and start telling you that the engineer just left here. The engineer is coming tomorrow. And what that means is that you are now putting your own profession as a second-class profession. I've had so many experiences in this industry that I think the builders need to stand up and be counted. Nobody is going to suppress you except to give them the opportunity. And I'm waiting for that time when this industry will be on their toes to recognize that the builder is the missing link in the value chain of building delivery in this country. Yes, people say builders are arrogant, builders are this and that, but it doesn't matter. We didn't create ourselves to become builders now. We went to school. Yeah, when we went to school, building profession was not attractive. But today it's attractive, and we must be part of it. So let me just end this my little exhortation by saying that all of us have a job to do. And it's start from ourselves. We need to train ourselves, keep training ourselves. Other professions will not respect you until you respect yourself. And the only way you can respect yourself is that you know what you are doing. When they see a little fault in what you are doing, they capitalize on it. People say, I've had stamp, I've had C, I've never used my stamp and C for so many years. Would you do that? There are so many opportunities for you to use your stamp and C. You don't have to be told. If you are doing the estimate for somebody, for instance, after doing the estimate, do you see something like that? What authority does they carry? You put your seal there and stamp it to let the person know that you are a professional. You write a letter from them meeting. You put your stamp and seal there. So there was one they brought to me recently. They said they call it this is the bid that is standing, and the funder, they are looking for fund to. It's a 5-story building. The developer is looking for money to complete the project, and the funder requirement was that you have to produce a compliance letter that the building comply with National Building Code. I'm not sure anybody has heard about that, but I just saw it. And the man told me, okay, who is supposed to write this letter? I said, it's the builder now. I'm sure some other people will say, let us go and look for engineer. So the opportunities always come where you can put your stamp and seal. You don't have to wait for what has been happening in the past. You can create it. So I told him, I said, I'm supposed to write this letter. And the man said, yes. I wrote the letter, and I charged a professional fee, and they paid. So opportunity will come if you open your eye. You will see all these opportunities everywhere where you can put your stamp and seal. It is not until they say, do it. No. So once again, I want to appreciate everyone for coming here. This profession is our profession, and there is nothing we can do about it. We must make it grow, whether we like it or not. And for my elders who are here, Mrs. Bolanewa, I want to thank you for always being around this profession. You have inspired many of us that despite our level and state, we can still show commitment. I want to appreciate Builder Kolawole too. These are people, when I see them in gatherings like this, I'm inspired. And it's not for nothing, because of the interest of the profession. I mean, when you see them, you should inspire all of us to do more for this profession. And for my first vice president, our waiting president, I want to appreciate you and thank you for being here. You have always showed your presence in some of these activities here, which is noteworthy, you know. And for all of us too, we are all important, whether we like it or not. Our collective effort is the one that can take this profession to the next level. Once again, I want to say thank you to everyone for this opportunity to talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, former President Chuks Umefe, FNIOB, for that very wonderful admonition. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor and privilege to recognize the presence of men and officers of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Services that are here with us. A round of applause for them, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please stand for recognition. Thank you very much. They are also a very significant stakeholder in our business of building. We appreciate your presence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I equally want to recognize the presence of a past chairman of this institute in Lagos State Chapter, our brother, our friend, who had also joined the organizing committee to work tirelessly towards putting together this program. Gentlemen and ladies, make welcome Builder Sunday J. Usu, FNIOB, a past chairman of this institute. You are welcome, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call on equipment share. Do we have equipment share? All right, for a 3-minute presentation as a wrap-up session, and then we begin officially the conference and second proceedings of today's program. Thank you very much. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for equipment share. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, good afternoon, my elders and fellow professionals. So I'm not really new. I'm one of us. So what we did was basically to come up with a 2-minute video, right? That just gives us the story behind the equipment share and our plan going forward. So I don't know. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Our story began in the heart of Nigeria's South region during a challenging construction project. Our founder, Linus Aiteden, a seasoned builder and entrepreneur, encountered a significant. He discovered that small and medium enterprises, SMEs, face immense difficulties accessing essential construction and agricultural equipment. This frustration sparked an idea to create a solution to bridge the gap between equipment owners and those in need. Equipmentshare.ng, our vision is clear: to become the largest repository of construction, agricultural, and oil and gas equipment for rental and sales in Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa. From our inception, we've embarked on a journey marked by rapid growth and innovation. Each challenge became a stepping stone, shaping our robust platform. We've built a community based on the core values of integrity, honesty, and exceptional customer service, learning that the key to success is adaptability and relentless pursuit of excellence. Our impact speaks through numbers. We facilitated sales of 4,500 square meters of scaffolding worth 42 million naira and 5,000 acro plots totaling 28 million naira. 4,700 acro plots rented, generating 15 million naira. Our lighthouse, from mobile phones to small buttons, generates substantial returns to equipment owners while providing vital resources to contractors and farmers. Equipmentshare.ng delivers results. Now we would like to be part of this revolution.
Thank you very much. Basically, that's what equipment share is all about. We are bridging the space between the owners and the customers. We've done well for ourselves, and we are encouraging all of us to join the trade. Our goal is to ensure that delivering projects shouldn't be that difficult any longer, whether you are owning or you are renting. And to cap it up, right? If a company as old as 47 years old, that's a build well, could see the value of equipment share by joining our platform, then I don't know what else any of us want to do. I mean, some of our members are already on our platform. Esports engineering is already on our platform, and we are sure that we definitely will increase profitability for you. Thank you very much, and God bless us.
Thank you very much, Equipment Chair, for that very brief presentation. We apologize for the technical glitch experienced with the sound. However, they have a stand there also. You can kindly meet with them for more details as to what they do at Equipment Share. I'm particularly delighted that the MD CEO of that group is a registered builder and a member of the Nigerian Institute of Building. Indeed, he has proven to be a solution provider to one of the critical services required for building production management, which indeed is the equipment that are necessary for building production proper. Gentlemen and ladies, that brings to an end the presentations by our partners, our strategic partners and sponsors of this program. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for each and every one of them. Thank you very much. Very quickly, thank you very much. Very quickly now, we will now go into the second plenary directly, and we would like to now invite to the podium the individuals that shall form our panel for today. And they are going to be talking extensively on the sub-themes of today's conference, which indeed is breaking barriers and empowering change in Nigeria's real estate sector, process, and control. The first person that I would like to bring here up on stage this morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is a lady of bar and caliber. Is a lady that has distinguished herself, builds business empires that traverse beyond the shores of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and extends down there to Europe and the Americas. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome with a round of applause to the podium, Mrs. Bolanle Ibitola, MD, Crayon Development Limited. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as she comes up on stage. Thank you very much, ma'am. You are welcome. Mrs. Bolanle Ibitola, as I've said, is the Managing Director of Crayon Development Limited, and she will be speaking to the sub-theme implementation of innovative financing models for building project development. You are welcome. I would like to give a brief citation on this panelist. As usual, she is a woman of a very voluminous resume, and I will not like to waste so much of time detailing all about her. However, I will be doing justice by giving an executive summary of what she stands for. And I read as presented to me. Mrs. Bolanle Ibitola is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Crayon Development, focused on real estate development in Nigeria. Crayon seeks to create a niche by meeting the high-quality lifestyle aspirations of the 21st century. She is responsible for driving the business growth strategy for all Crayon's development projects. Passionate about construction, passionate about constructing functional spaces and structures. Bolanle, in bringing to life our audacious ambition of putting a stamp in the real estate business, started small-scale development projects and renovation exercises 10 years ago. Today, she ensures the overall strategic objectives of Crayon are met whilst achieving its short to medium-term goals. Prior to this, she has served in various human resources and people development capacities, spanning across developmental strategy, performance management, culture development, change management, amongst others. She is a member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development and the Society for Human Resource Management. Bolanle has worked with top institutions like United Capital PLC, Affluent Properties PLC, Hayes Holdings, Renaissance Capital, Kimberley Ryan, and the London Borough of Brent. Her last role before transitioning into real estate was with the United Capital PLC as Director of Resources. Bolanle is an alumni of the University of Lagos. A round of applause for yourselves, University of Lagos. Where she bagged the first degree in English language and literature. She holds a master's degree in human resource management from the Middlesex University Business School, London. She has certifications from Harvard Business School, Cambridge Finance, PwC, Lagos Business School, among several others. A mom of two beautiful kids, Oshubare and Mojubare, Bolanle is married to Tolu Ibitola. She is passionate about women empowerment and how to intentionally position the women folk to maximize their full potential. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The second person that I will bring right up on stage as a member of faculty that will do justice to today's plenary session is no other than my own father, whom we have tried to read his resume yesterday, and so we will not be reciting it again. However, he's a man of enchanting physiognomy, also of many degree and character. Gentlemen and ladies, join me to make welcome Builder Dr. Emmanuel Aladeloba, FNIOB. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Please be majestic in your steps as you take your rightful position, sir. You are welcome. Then the last one on the list is the serial entrepreneur himself, who was here with us yesterday as a panelist. Gentlemen and ladies, I want to ask, is Builder Dr. Odegade around now? The group managing director of ACK Model Group. All right. While we are waiting, I would also like to invite to join the panel session the president of the Nigerian Institute of Building, ably represented here today by the first vice president national, Builder Honorable Bimbo Daniel Kolade, FNLB. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as he takes the center stage. Gentlemen and ladies, I now have the honor to invite to the microphone to speak to us on implementation of innovative financing models for business project development, Mrs. Bolanle Ibitola, Managing Director, Crayon Development Limited. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I stand on all existing protocols. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to speak here. It's a privilege I do not take for granted at all, especially if I look at myself and I look at my pedigree, where I started from. I'm not a builder. I had not much experience. I just like good things, and I like to bring about beauty when I see things. So I look at where I started from and where I am now. The building profession is, you guys are like the unsung heroes, and I think you don't blow your trumpet well enough. The architects come up with so much beautiful designs, the electrical guys do a lot of things, the structural, but the builders are the ones that literally bring to life everything beautiful. So I stand there, even though it looks like now I'm on the other side, I'm a developer, and I want to first say thank you for bringing to life most of the beautiful designs that our architects have done. So thank you. It's an honor to be a part of you. I've also had very good experiences with builders, and I've listened to a few things that have been said, and I see that the builders, their professionalism is top-notch. I've experienced one or two, and I don't make any decisions on my building projects without a builder. My builder gives all the information. Sometimes he will even tell us, it will work well, and we listen to you. So thank you very much. Thank you for the support that you give to us. So I will get to the crux. I'm not a financial expert. I will be speaking from the point of view of a developer and based on my own experiences. I will try as much as possible not to talk about any technical jargons as much as possible so that I'm not over everybody's head. I will try and bring it down. What is important or critical for us is how do we raise finance? It's all about money. It's all about how do we as developers, how do we as builders, how do we access funds? What are the things that we'll be looking to do to be able to get funds to actually deliver on our projects? And it will be important or constructive to note that sometimes most of this funding that we're speaking about, they are interwoven. So it's not one size fits all. But it's just important for us to, as we go, just look at some of the things I've spoken about and see how we can tailor it down to our specific and individual needs based on the project, based on our stakeholders, and based on what we want to deliver. So I'll go right in. So if we look at it, in 2021, the World Bank estimated that that Nigeria's housing deficit stood at 15.56 million units. That was at 2021. Whilst in 2023, the Nigerian government put the housing deficit statistics at 28 million units, with an estimated funding need of 21 trillion naira. That was at 2020. I think that was 2023. We're in 2024 now. Inflation has gone up. They say maybe 40-50%. I think it's almost 100%, if not more. Especially with the price of fuel and all that. Then with the dollar, you know, there's so much that we're fighting against in the built environment. So whilst this data is what is in the books, but in the actual reality, I think it's more than that. So for us as stakeholders, I believe that there are so many opportunities for us as stakeholders in the built environment to bridge the gap. And it's increasingly becoming important that we come up with innovative financial models that we can use to achieve our means in terms of funding for our projects and bringing to life some of the audacious designs and buildings that we want to do. So looking at the high interest rate now, the CBN rates are 27.25%, but trust me, the banks are at over 30%. So if you're already taking a loan at 30%, how much margin do we even want to put in? We're not running a charity, we're all here to make a living because we all have expenses. So we need to start thinking inwards, how do we get other sources of funding? Even by the time you go to the bank, they're asking for your grandfather's graveyard, they're asking for this, they're asking for that. How do we want to get these funds? So I'll try and see how we can sweat some of these points as much as possible. And as the financial landscape continues to evolve, we'll look at what financial models or what financial interventions in real estate development that we can come across. And these approaches not only provide the necessary capital, but we also hope that it will encourage collaboration and sustainability, paving the way for more resilient and community-based building projects. Next slide, please. Okay, so when financing real estate projects, we need to look at the different models that we can look at. When I talk about models, just in the right sense of the word, I'm going to be looking at just different ways in which we can access funding. So we know about the traditional ones, and we also look at more innovative ones. And this can vary based on your project size, what type of project you are looking to do, what's the risk personality or what the risk profile of your stakeholders are, either you as a developer or if you are building for someone or if you are building for institutions and the stakeholders involved. So I would look at two different types. I would look at a standard traditional means of real estate and financing that we're all used to. And whilst I'll tell you what the technical nuances are for university, for my younger ones in the university, I will still break it down. So we look at debt financing, equity financing, joint ventures, and PPP. So when we just look at debt financing, we're just looking at how do we access loans. Please, next slide. So we look at debt financing as loans from banks, from mortgage houses, from financial institutions. That's what debt is about. Debt is about borrowing. Debt is about how do we borrow from either a bank or from a mortgage house, from REITs as well. So for this debt now, we say there are secured loans that are backed by collateral with agreed interest rates and repayment terms. And when we talk about the secured, when we talk about the collateral, sometimes they will ask you for, do you have landed property? Do you have this? Do you have that? What collateral are you putting down? So most times,
for most of us developers who want to start, the first thing we think about is how do we go to the bank to get money. But increasingly, we are finding out that going to the banks are getting more and more difficult. Even our local banks that will say they actually will give you single percentage interest rates, you find out that it's increasingly difficult to even get collateral. So we'll say debt financing are characterized by stringent requirements such as 3 years financials. Most of us are startups. Some of us don't even have 3 years financials. So how do we want to get some of these things? We'll look at, some people will say, oh, let's get funds from multiple investors. But some of these multiple investors as well also require a lot of other requirements from us. So I've spoken about banks, I've spoken about microfinance banks as well. So the microfinance banks and finance houses, they are typically expensive and have stringent collateral requirements. The REITs are known as real estate investment trusts. So they are investment trusts that people come together, pool money together, investors come together to invest in income-producing real estate. Whilst this is a good model, but it's a bit technical, and I'm sure for most of us, we just want to build. We just want to be able to, access these funds. So sometimes it's a bit, should I say, complicated. But depending on who your investors are, depending on who your stakeholders are, REITs are also a way to go. So I say REITs pool funds for multiple investors to invest in income-producing real estate. They provide liquidity and allow investors to benefit from property ownership without direct management, e.g. through shares. REITs are highly regulated and takes time to reach a financial close. I don't know if anyone has heard of UPDC. UPDC, they've done REITs in the past. Union homes have done REITs in the past. But how are we able to access that depending on the structures that we own or that we are supporting as either developers or builders? So some of these financial models I'm speaking about might not be relevant to all of us. So it's just left for you to think about it and how do you want to access which will work for you as an individual. Then there's also infrastructure debt, which is where you go to organizations like I used to work in Nigerian Capital. What they do is they structure funds in which you as either a developer, a builder, or a project finance person, you can get funds. There's Chapel Hill, there's AFDB, there's Africa Infrastructure Investment Managers. These are ways and organizations in which you can access funds for your project, apart from banks. So that's it on debt financing. I'm trying very hard not to make it technical, but again, I still have to do a bit of justice to it. So you please pardon me if it's technical. I just hope that this would open your mind a bit and give you an opportunity to either go and Google or read up on it, depending on what you find relevant to your own individual circumstance. So debt financing in summary is about getting money from financial organizations like the banks, like the real estate investment trusts, like fund managers. So the next one is equity financing. And basically we're saying equity financing is getting money from investors now, not from banks now, but from either angel investors. Angel investors are like HNIs. I have a rich uncle, or I know a rich family member that doesn't really need money. Not that they don't need money, but they have money to invest in my projects. So HNIs are more of high net worth individuals that have loose funds or money, or that are looking to invest in projects or businesses. Equity financing would make sure that you are able to get those funds without as much stringent, should I say, as much stringent collateral as the debt, but still there's still a lot at stake because there's nobody that's going to give you free money. Any fund that comes to you has to be fully accounted for. So we have from HNIs who are angel investors, we have from institutional investors as well, which are like the pension fund institutions, those are the PFIs, and also from private equity investors. These guys are more structured, and what typically happens is that when you get equity funding, most of them want a stake in your business in different ways. So there are organizations that do that you can reach out to, that can invest in your own business, so we can get funding to build for ourselves. So investors, some of the requirements. Investors receive ownership stakes in the project, subject to agreed ratios. There's a potential for higher returns, but there's also higher risk because, as I said, it's equity financing. Most times it comes with either a stake in your business or a stake in your revenues, but there's just another way of sourcing money. And although it's very complex and lengthy and it requires a lot of legal, technical, and financial due diligence, but it's also a way of accessing funds. So apart from going to the bank for debt, this is equity. Equity is just, a stake in your business, a stake in your revenue. And as I go along in my presentation, you find that some of the things I'm saying are a bit interwoven because it's all about money. Money is the key factor here. But how do we access these funds from different stakeholders? So I've spoken about debt, which is loans. Equity is more of investment. It's more of having an ownership or a stake in your project. We can get financing from there. We'll now look at joint ventures. Please, next slide. Joint ventures and private-public partnerships. This, I think it's very prevalent amongst us at this point in time. So I have the expertise, you have the land. And maybe it's a land that you've not used or it's your father's land or something. Quite a number of times you find that it's collaboration between entities to finance, build, and operate projects. So over the course of time, we found these JVs, these public-private partnerships between developers and financial partners, between landowners and developers, between developers and even cooperatives. Sometimes we have cooperatives in our organization, and we look at cooperatives like the Shell, like most of these big cooperatives. They come together with developers and build. So that's a way of getting funding. Also between developers and the government. I think over time we've seen partnerships between LSDPC and some developers who over the course of time have looked to build affordable homes for people. So JVs and PPPs, actually, it's a quicker way of, should I say, getting funding, or can be a bit convoluted as well. And with financing and anything that has to do with money, there's a lot that we need to factor in. So whilst it can lead to longer sharing, financing terms and shared profits, they are quite tricky and may involve complex negotiation. The key components of JVs is risk sharing between both parties. So whilst the owner of the land would give you that land on the basis that you're going to come with the, you might come with the funds, but remember, you as the project owner, you might not have the funds to buy the land, but at least it takes away substantial part of your initial cost to buy. Because with the way the land costs are spiraling now, if land in Lekki, the cheapest cost of land for 1,000 square meters now in Lekki phase 1 to be very, very conservative is about 400 million. I think, to be conservative, if not more. So you can imagine as a developer, you want to develop. If you already have the land, it's easier. If you have a partner you can collaborate with, because you don't have to put in that initial cost to build. That's where JVs come in. But on the other hand, the landowner can decide, I'm the owner of the land, I give you all the, give you everything, I give you the land, but they now say, you must meet so and so requirements, which are very stringent. But it helps us as builders or as developers to say, okay, at least we have a skin in the game, let us at least start. So it's a way to get funding, it's a way to start a project. So JVs are quite instrumental to building as well, but we just need to begin to think about how do we make these partnerships work for us in terms of the JVs and in terms of the partnerships that we're looking to build. I think that's the little I'll say about JVs. So I now want us to go to some new or some innovative real estate financing models. The debt financing, the equity financing, the JVs are things we all know about or that we're kind of used to. So I'll just talk about a few more that are coming up in recent times. Some of them might be related to what I've spoken about on my previous slide, but these are a bit more structured. So we'll talk about project finance bonds, revenue-based financing, crowdfunding, blockchain technology, Mudaraba for my Muslim brothers and sisters, and also social impact investing. I'll try not to be technical again because I don't want to be above your head, so I'll just speak quickly on it. But it would be good to just read up on some of these things, just so that it can open our minds to what opportunities we have to access funds. The main reason why I'm speaking now is that we just need to know what opportunities, how can we access funds? We want to build, we want to develop the build space. Don't let us say, oh, I don't have money. I don't know anybody that has money. There are opportunities out there to access funds. So what I'm just trying to do with these few minutes I'll be speaking is just to give you more options. Please, next slide. So talking about project finance bond. So project finance bond is a type of debt financing as well. I remember I spoke about debt financing when we started, and I said that some of these models are interwoven. It's issued to investors to fund specific projects, depending on what kind of infrastructural projects you are looking to. And a bond is a debt used by organizations and governments to raise money. So those that have worked in investment banking or capital raising of funds, they will understand it. So it's typically repaid from cash flows. So now it's repaid from cash flows generated by the project itself rather than the balance sheet of the developer. So the developer, most times, if you don't have balance sheet, if you don't have money to build, you can actually reach out to organizations or institutions that can help you in raising funds. It comes at a cost, yes, but I don't want us to close our minds, because everything can also be added back to the cost of the project anyway, and we can still use it to get our returns. It's just that it depends on how sophisticated we are as either developers or builders when we want to achieve our dreams. The bond is usually, as I said, is typically repaid from the cash flows, and it allows for large-scale projects. So depending on how big your projects are, we can actually access that, like infrastructure or real estate, to secure funding by leveraging future revenue. So I've just tried to give some positives and also some negatives about it. Like the bond, so some of the advantages are bond holders are paid from the project's revenue, not from general assets of developer. What that means is that you as a developer, you are not that exposed if you go this route. So the bond holders or whatever you are paying is from the revenue of your project and not from your own assets. So that way you don't have to tie down so much of your of your funds. Then also there's long-term financing. And you know, with our projects, most of our things are tied to milestones. And also with the bonds as well, everything is milestone-based. So bonds typically have a longer maturity, making them suitable for real estate projects that take years. Most of our projects, like I build like 6 floors and up, most of our projects take 3 years at the minimum. So based on the life cycle and the time frame, sometimes it's easier to be able to access those funds based on time frame. It's attractive to investors because bonds provide steady, predictable returns, and it's flexible. Project bonds are to be structured in tranches and allow funding to be received throughout the project milestones, like I said earlier. Some of disadvantages, it can be a bit risky because the investors, like I said again, now it's on the investors, not you as a developer or as a builder. The investors bear significant project risk since repayment depends on the project success. Hopefully, if there are no issues or no delays, then there might not be any risk. Then the complexity, it's quite complex because it's very financial. I mean, most of us are builders. We just want to build. Let's just build and go. But if you now have to seek funds from people, you have to go through a long process of due diligence and all that. So there's also a lot. And also there's also the ratings. Because it's financial, it has to do with money. There's a rating that has to be done. Some of these Agosto ratings, it's just very complicated. A lot of people don't even want to go that route. But it's something. Then higher interest rates, because it's high risk, it also gives, there's also an high interest rate that is tied to the funds that are given out. So these are some of the things that might discourage a few people from going that route of project finance bonds. Then next slide, please. Then there is revenue-based finances. It's a flexible funding option where investors provide capital to a real estate project in exchange for a percentage of the revenue generated by that project. So instead of traditional debt or equity financing, businesses can repay investors based on a percentage of their revenue until a predetermined amount is paid back. This model is effective for startups that may have fluctuating revenues. For startups, so I am a startup, or I've just been in full-time construction for about 3.5 years now. And this is something that we've looked at to try to get, which is that, okay, how do we get funds how are we able to get revenue based financing based on our own needs, because it's easier to pay back. So flexibility, payback to investors is based on revenue generated from the project, as opposed to just having set milestones, which is advantage since cash flow is inconsistent. Aligned interest, since investors earn based on performance, they are motivated to support the project's success. No equity dilution. Revenue-based finance does not require the developer to give up ownership stakes. That's very important to us as developers, but we put in a lot of sweat and blood, and our reputation is at stake. So we don't want to even dilute or reduce our equity or whatever it is we've put in. So it's easier for us. Then lower upfront costs. Revenue-based finances ties the payment to the project revenues instead of fixed repayments, potentially reducing pressure during slow periods. Then variable returns, that's one of, so I'm looking at the flip side now, which are the disadvantages. Since payments are tied to revenue, period of low revenue can make it harder to service the investment. Because looking at project time and life cycle, sometimes you have revenues, I mean, people are buying or people are making their payments, and sometimes you have downtime. We might not be able to catch up or meet up with our payments. So it's kind of like affects the relationship, but based on communications and how you can structure your feedback, I think sometimes we're able to weather that storm. Then it's costly in the long run, because investors may demand a higher percentage of your revenue, making it expensive. Because you are on, it's revenue based, sometimes you find that your investors would want a higher stake because they are tying down their money for a longer period of time. Then the unpredictability. We remember when the dollar took a turn sometime last year, and when prices. I remember when I started my project in 2021. How many minutes? I started my project in 2021. I bought a bag of cement for 3,005. Today, I'm buying a bag of cement for 8,300. Last month, no, 2 months ago, when I started piling on another project, I bought cement for 7,500. In 3 months, cement has gone up by over 1,300. This also affects some of your financing and even your projections. Projections, everything we do. Yes, we do projections, and you cannot even, I mean, we've done our projections and said, oh, at the end of this period, this is what we're going to do, these are the revenues. But nothing prepares us for this past 1 year. And I don't know if I'm speaking for everybody. Everybody's coming back with variations. So you also have to go back to people that you invested money from to say, oh, things have changed. So how do you want to manage that? So that takes me to the unpredictability. Then the last thing is now the investor due diligence. There's a lot of due diligence that needs to be done. And do we even keep our books? We as developers, we as builders, most times we are too focused on just getting the job done. We need to begin to learn to prepare our books in such a way that when we need things like this, the opportunity comes up. Please, next slide, I have to be fast, I have just 5 minutes. Then crowdfunding and blockchain. Maybe my Gen Zs and understand a bit about crowdfunding. Crowdfunding allows multiple investors to put their resources together to fund a real estate project. But the key word is through an online platform. That's what crowdfunding is about. You see a lot of people doing GoFundMe and all that online. But we also can do that even with real estate projects. So people can come together, pull money together towards a project. So we as developers, we as builders, how are we thinking of doing that to make sure that we can get investors to either invest in a project? So it democratizes investment, enabling smaller investors to participate in opportunities. You don't have to wait till you have the 1 million or the 10 million or 100 million to build. If you have a platform and you are a credible person, you can find people that can invest in you and structure ways in which people can get their returns. Obviously, it still comes down to how do you manage your finances, how do you give back people their returns, but it's something we can begin to think about. So I'm saying this democratizes investment, enabling smaller investors to participate in opportunities that were previously reserved for large institutional players. But we need to think about how do we do it and do it right. But yes, there's an opportunity there. Then when I talk about blockchain technology as well, it ensures the security and transparency of the data, and it can be used for documenting ownerships and all that. for creating smart contract. Please read up on it a bit. I would have loved to spend some time on this, but I don't have enough time. So, but just read up on crowdfunding and blockchain technologies with real estate, and there's so much you can look at. Another innovative one is Mudaraba, profit sharing, for my Muslim brothers and sisters who really don't like, with Islam, it's against riba, which is profit. We need to look at ways in which we can access funds without profit on it. So Mudaraba is a profit sharing arrangement in Islamic finance where one party provides the capital, the financier, that's the Rab al-Mal, and the other provides the expertise or labor, and that person can be the developer or the entrepreneur. Profits are shared according to a pre-agreed ratio, but losses are borne entirely by the financier unless due to misconduct or negligence by the developer. This can be a viable financing structure that aligns with Islamic principles which prohibit charging interest. There's no fixed returns as returns are based on the project's actual performance. We need to look at this. A lot of people are doing it, but they don't really talk about it. You have someone that has money and doesn't want to loan money on interest basis. You can speak to them, especially if it's a very high-ranking Islamic person, to say, okay, we can agree on a sharing formula. How does it work? There's a bit of structure again that you have to put about it, not just by word of mouth. There's no documentation that needs to be done, but it's something that you can look at. Mudaraba profit sharing. So advantages: shared risk and rewards. No capital required from developers at all. All you just have to just put in your expertise. No equity dilution. No interest. Disadvantage: unequal risk because you are not putting your money in, but it's okay. Depends on trust, limited appeal, investor due diligence as well is very important. Please read up on this so I don't take too much of your time. Then social impact investing. It's all about attracting investors who are interested in generating social. Next slide. Next slide. I think I've spoken about Mudaraba. Social impact investing. Attracting investors who are interested in generating social and environmental impact alongside financial returns. So these are investors that fund projects that are aimed at improving people's lives. So you find out that in the Western world, there are so many organizations that give aids, that give grants to developers and to builders because they feel that, oh, this developer, this company is a socially responsible company. Probably you are going to be building greenhouses or you are going to be serving on the environment. So social impact, you can get funds from organizations that do that, like the AFDB, like the Gates Foundation. You can also read up on that because also it's another way in which we can get funds. And some of the key strategies for attracting investment, I'll quickly go through it. Strong corporate governance. We as developers or we as builders, is something we need to begin to look at. If we have our businesses, what are the structures that we've put in? Nobody is going to invest in an organization that does not have strong corporate governance. And what is that? It's just what are your systems, what are your processes, what structures are you putting in to make your business run without you and outlive you. Then we also look at what professional construction teams you have on ground. You don't necessarily need to have a full construction team, but you can actually outsource. You can have technical consultants and they can form part of your team. Because in accessing all these funds, you will find out that there are minimum standards or minimum requirements required from you as an organization for people to take it seriously. So you have to look at having a professional construction team. You have to look at what your brand or your reputation is as an organization and what you stand for. You as a person, you as an individual, you as a developer. Like I tell myself, this is what I stand for. Anybody that knows me knows that this is what I stand for. And I have people that have invested in me and have said, oh, because it is you, Bolali, I will invest in you. But it's important for me now as I grow to be able to separate my personality from my business. Because I want this business to outlive me, to outlast me. So what am I going to be doing in the nearest future to make sure that this happens? My strong brand reputation, strong operational track record. People need to know that this is what you will not do. And I've been very proud to listen to a lot of conversations about builders, and I've also had personal experiences, even with my own builder, who stands for a lot of things. So we as builders, as developers, what are we for what is our operational track record, then high-profile construction portfolio as well. What have you done? You can start small. I started small. I used to do a lot of small things before I decided to do this. Even though what I did as my first project was quite audacious, but at least it was something that I know that started bit by bit. So what is your track record? What's your portfolio? Then as we are going, we find out that the tilting towards sustainable and renewable energy, is tilting towards being economically eco-friendly. So what are those practices? What are those energy practices that you are building, bringing into your processes? And sometimes we might think we don't need it. But I think if we start thinking about it now, working towards it, we are building our brand, we are building our portfolio, and making it easier for us to access funding. Because trust me, you don't know who is watching you. You don't know who is looking at you. So it is what you do now that builds that foundation for us to be able to say, okay, I can invest in this company. I believe in their vision, and I would like to put my money in it. Please, next slide. I think I'm almost done. Please, next slide. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope I did not go over your head too much. I tried, but if you have any further questions, you can always reach out to me. It's an honor once again to speak in your midst. Thank you all for your time. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we can do better in giving this presenter a thunderous round of applause indeed for that very wonderful presentation, which of course is very detailed and an avenue for us to tap into the knowledge that she has shared with us as professional builders. And so we can now move even a step further by enhancing what we've been doing. You see, when you look around Lekki, for example, you will discover that a vast majority of what is going on, these developments that you are seeing in Ikoyi, where they are doing so many high-rise buildings, it is these developers that are really taking the front role in all of this. So the question is this: more often than not in the built environment, there is this misrepresentation of developers or misrepresentation of developers as builders. Indeed, it is not all developers that are builders, but all builders can become developers. Do you understand? Now, if you are a builder, she will employ you. She will take a contract of multi-billion and you will be on salary under her. You can also put some information that she has given this money to use. There are so many of us here that are very good at what we do, technically oriented and professionally sound. But there is one more thing that we refuse to take yield of, and that is looking at how we can finance our businesses, how we can look for corporate organizations and all these other real estate investment opportunities that we can tap into in the industry. There are people and investment opportunities. It only takes for us to look inward and show capacity, have integrity as he has rightly posited, as well as request for these individuals to partner with us and finance our projects. Indeed, we can become builders, which we already are, and even do better as developers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, please put your hands together for the presenter for that very wonderful one. Thank you very much. Right about now, I would now like to call up on stage to join with the panel session the MD CEO of Akmodel Group of Companies, builder Dr. Abdul Hakim Odegade, who is now here in our midst. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He is a serial entrepreneur. Indeed, he shared with us yesterday some of the issues that he has had as an entrepreneur, as a developer, and a registered builder. So he is a typical representation and an example of the builder that I'm talking about, who is on both sides of the divide. One as a professional builder and also a developer. You are welcome, Doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to announce to us that we have in our midst another industry expert, a built environment professional, who doubles as the chairman of the Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter. Please make welcome QS Ayuba Akere. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, is that Akere? Akere is better. Okay, builder, QS, Ayuba, Akere, you are welcome to our mesa. I'm pleased to also inform us that Builder Akere, QS Akere is a newly elected Assistant National Secretary of the Association of Professional Builder Bodies of Nigeria. He was elected on Wednesday, 15th October 2024. Congratulations on your election, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have no time to waste. I would now like to hand over to the President of the NIOB to make a quick remarks with regards to the theme also, and then in that order we will have Builder Aladeloba's contribution in a few minutes. Then we will take our contribution from the group Managing Director of Model. Then we are going to be entertaining about 4 questions from members of the audience. So please take note of your questions and prepare them. Thank you. As I now hand over to the President of the NIOB. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I will say let's appreciate the presenter again. I'll come back to the paper very shortly. But then, let me use this opportunity. Something has been on my mind, and I'm still going to challenge them for a builder who you are here for a problem. Because I know somehow your hands may be in this. Honestly, I've been wondering how did the team of this conference come about? Breaking barriers. Breaking barriers. This is really not the team that we say it's something that we say builders or people in the built environment may want to pick. Maybe we usually have like a very topic and the rest of it. The technology or management or something. No, that will just be there, very educational or things for them in the or very academic things. But honestly, this is a very practical topic or team, and I give it to the Lagos chapter. Very practical. And I'm happy with the set of discussion that we've been having since yesterday. And especially today, we have a barrier breaker in all ramifications. Our presenter is a barrier breaker in all ramifications. She broke the gender barrier. That is the first barrier that she broke, the gender barrier. You know, many, when I was in Ife, only in a class of 57, we had only 2 females who were with us in the class. And I think that it's like that on and on. Now we are having a number of female builders. Mrs. Said, thank you very much. For encouraging our ladies to be there. So the second barrier that she broke, I'm looking at an ordinary English language graduate. I marked my word, ordinary English language graduate. No, breaking barriers in the field of real estate development. And we all agree with me that that's a wonderful barrier breaker. So, Madam, I think you are not less qualified, to present at this conference. And I salute your courage. And I'm sure now that if a builder will leave this place, especially the female gender, and you are still not fired up, I believe that we may need to send you back to the classroom. So let's appreciate her again and appreciate all the female builders that are there.
You know what I want to find out? That in another 3 years, some of you female builders, you should be competing with her. So that she will say, Talo Nikin Lobby Conference EU. That should be. But then, the space is there for all of us to run. Now, in her presentation, she has actually opened her eyes to a number of things, especially in funding matters. I've not been asked to review, our presentation. I'm only just trying to pick out some things for us and emphasize and learn from it. And of course, the new model, all the traditional ones and things like that, we all know about walking into banks with loans that you will never get in any way. So to go and be requesting for loan that you will never get because they won't borrow you. I always joke with bankers that you see the people that need the money, you will not borrow them. Those that don't need the money, they are the ones that you go and meet in their office. Come and take loan, and you will give them the loan. They will never pay, and you cannot do them anything. That is what. So that's a barrier for us as professionals, at startups. For us to be able to break. But she has been able to introduce some things. But then, personally, I don't know if this microphone will come back to you. But if it eventually come back to you, I will say that part of what will have benefited us more is for us to hear when I was starting, especially as an English graduate. All I just love is a beautiful environment, beautiful home. And that was what makes me go into it. But then I was starting, okay, if it is my uncle, he borrowed me #1 million, with which I remodel a place and it becomes something, and that introduced me to something. Honestly, those, yes, we are trying not to talk above our head, which was good, but then, that very home thing will probably have allowed us to feel a bit more better. So please, we appreciate that. And I would just want to another challenge that I will have thrown at you is the issue of whether in your operations you have professional builders, but then you kept saying it often and often. And I believe that one of the ways with which we, in the industry, that we can work together or break these challenges, because many of us we want to do it, and we are unable to get started. But honestly, if you don't take that one step, you will discover that you cannot do the journey. That's why they said that the journey of 10,000 miles, start with that one step. So we should be able to please brace up the challenges and take that one step. Then part of what we see we can take home is the need for us to be able to come together and work together. I know that the issue of partnership, cooperative, or collaboration had its own challenges in the past, but that challenges does not continue or should not be continued. More so, there are better ways of running it now. It will be foolish of any one of us going into, especially businesses these days, and you don't have your legal thing beside you or behind you, in that you want to go into. That was the major challenges of the past, that you go into business with someone, things happen and all that, and you cannot make anything out of it. But with the proper legal setting, even from the beginning, it should help us to be able to break the barriers of coming into real estate business that we can do. I've actually enjoyed the conference so far, and I'm running off already. I've actually enjoyed the conference so far, and I think that we've had something to go home with. And coming back next year, which I pray and believe that we all will be there, I believe that it cannot be less better. Thank you, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please, we can do better in applauding our president, ably represented by Builder Bimbo Kolade FNIOB. Thank you very much, sir. Without much ado, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite, for his own contribution, my own father and mentor, Builder Dr. Emmanuel Aladeloba, FNIOB. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, wonderful MC. I was inviting to him as an expatriate MC. So we'll be paid in dollars and pounds. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to do something that I think has been an omission. And I am going to seek the indulgence of my president, who is the chief host here, to do exactly what I want to do. And I will do that in 1 minute. And I promise. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I use the power of the microphone to ask that we all stand up and only 2 people will remain seated. While we are standing up, I will call the 2 people to remain seated. Can we just do that in a minute? That's the power of the microphone. Elijah Bolaniwa, please sit down. And Mrs. Kolawole, please sit down. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, these are our mothers of the profession. And just a few weeks ago, sorry, my past president, I seek your indulgence too. A few weeks ago, they turned platinum. Can we please celebrate them? They were 70 years old. And that's not a mean feat at all. And the Lord has done that for you is a grace. We will not take that grace away from you. And I pray every one of us who had not reached 70 will reach 70 and will go beyond 70 in good health and sound mind. Can I have in Jesus' name? Amen. Thank you very much. Just to celebrate the 2 of them. Or do you want us to sing happy birthday to them? Can we just do that? Yes. At night. Okay. The women folk has overruled that. They said it's better at night. Please, cameraman, take the 2 of them. Please, let's put our hands together and sit down. Yes. And that's talking about breaking barriers. I was just able to break that barrier. And yesterday we agreed that breaking barrier, you must be knowledgeable. Without knowledge, no barrier can be broken. And what I have come to do here is to also lay some things that we will take away. Because it's not enough for us to sit down, talk, hear lectures, and not take anything away. And so, I've also said that we should not be economical with applause. And that's why the expatriate MC repeated yesterday. Because in the last count, I'm not sure that they've been paying for the number of applause. Or have they started paying for applause? No. So please let's applaud this my wonderful sister here for that beautiful presentation. Thank you very much. And so I will just lay them down. One thing we must take away is that an expanding real estate sector will lead to increased demand for both skilled and unskilled labor. It will create permanent job opportunities and facilitate multiplier effect in the construction sector. True or false? True or false? Oh, true or false? And so if that is the case, it simply means that when everything is broken, and what is that barrier? The barrier of hunger. Everybody, there will be money will come in. Nobody will have time for insurgency. Nobody will be crying, Ebin Power. Since I was born, and I think it's quite some time now, I've never had people crying, Ebin Power, we are hungry. And so where we can break that back. And I want to say here, categorically, that one area we have not looked at as professionals and those in that field is the area of goodwill. Goodwill. Yes. Goodwill. Will I be safe to have a business with you? No, I'm just using you as an example. Will I be free? Will I have rest of mind if I go into an agreement with you? And that is the point. Goodwill. And goodwill is not something that just comes overnight. That goodwill is established through relationship over the years, over time. I have a supplier. If I call the guy, go to Lekki, go and drop 50 trailers of cement, he will not ask me question. Yes, because he knows that this person will pay. And by that, I've been able to transfer my need for fund onto him for a time that I know I'll be able to pay. That's one area of finance we are not looking at. We must begin to look at it. What I actually want to do with my submission is to bring things into perspective. So that, because I know we are rounding up now, so that when we get out of here. But one thing also we must also look at is that we are looking at the yield. But the truth is that yield is defined as the level of risk involved in an investment. How much risk are we ready to take? This, my brother, took one risk. Sorry about that. But there's something that was missing, I suppose. I may be wrong. The level of success in any client is dependent on the legal system. That legal system also gives you rest of mind. I'm trying to tidy up very quickly. And so, capital tends to flow towards a transparent market. People want to invest into a market that is transparent, not MMM. Are we still together? Because these are some of the problems we have. For us to be able to develop as far as we will have enough development construction work that we engage our youth. Let me tell you, the young ones now, our own generation is different. We are ready to wait. They are in a hurry now, the so-called Gen Zs. The millennials are even still better than these Gen Zs. They are not ready to, they don't have the patience. And so, sorry, I'm about to round up. You know when you give your microphone to a teacher and a pastor. So, where do we have this farm being locked up? I want to tell you for your information that the urban poor, they are 5/6 of the total population. Go and check it out. Google it. And these poor are the one holding the wealth. The wealth of the poor altogether is more than the wealth you are seeing the rich displaying. But they are holding this capital as dead capital because they are outside of the financial streams. And how do you resolve that? Simple. Get title for your property. Get title. Yesterday I was talking about a Peruvian economist. He was looking at the mystery of capital. Why is capitalism thriving in the West and not in any other place? It is because properties don't have title. The poor, they don't have title to their property. Imagine the explosion that we will have when all the poor are able, and I thank God for what the government in Lagos State is doing now. Town planner, Oshinaike mentioned it. And that's why Ambode started it during his time. He started it, this amnesty thing. They are now trying to harvest the poor capitals, the capitals that are dead, hitherto dead capital. They are beginning to bring them back into the financial stream. And that's why you see them asking that they should get permits. They should get, they have amnesty. If you have built your house before now, don't worry. The government has said you can come. We will try and regularize your permit. But you will not pay any penalty. Just come. And they are achieving that. And so, every one of us, and that was why I said yesterday to the last card here, that the government must have woman face in all these policies. So that people can come, be encouraged. Somebody wants to be, he bought a land for about how many thousands, or okay, millions now. Maybe about 25 million. And he looks at how much is he going to spend on CFO, he's going to spend on building permit and all that. And maybe he borrowed the money one way or save it over the time. When we bought our own land, we bought it around 100 and something thousand. My first land, I bought it 10,000 naira. Yes. Of course. And so a whole lot of us here then. So, but now they can bring those things come together and begin to put them in the financial system so that we have less of debt capital. About 5 out of 6 people are poor and they are holding this capital as debt. I have about 500 million naira worth of property. And he said, I don't have title to it. So I cannot go to the bank and say, because I can't carry the house, I will need a title that will show I have the property. And yet, it's there, cannot make anything. And so we must look at that, because as we are rounding up to breaking those barriers is for us to be able to face what exactly the problem is and solve that problem. And in solving that problem, what do you require? Knowledge, understanding to be able to do it, and of course, a good heart. And so, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that indeed this gathering has been worth all the efforts. The only thing that will sustain it is for us to go away from here, making use of that knowledge and begin to put things in perspective, those in authority, those who are practicing, and when we do it, let us do it right. Ask yourself within yourself, am I doing it right? What would I have done if people are not there? As I round up, anytime you begin to look left and right as if you want to cross the road, if you want to do anything, it simply means that that thing you want to do is not good. Stop it! Talking about stop it, I stop it.
Thank you.
Gentlemen and ladies, you will agree with me that indeed that was very, very phenomenal. Thank you very much. A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. That is the man that trained the expatriate MC. So I bow down my head to salute you, sir. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we now begin to wind down the curtains on this session, the last panelist that we have, the last but not the least, is indeed the serial entrepreneur who shared with us yesterday his own personal story with regards to all that we are discussing here today. He is an embodiment of all the sub-themes that we have dealt with at this conference. This is the 33rd conference of this institute here. Gentlemen and ladies, invited guests, please make welcome to the podium the chairman and group managing director, Akmodel Group, builder, Dr. Abdul Hakim Odegade, as he wraps up this session for us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Thank you very much, and you're welcome, Doctor, once again.
Wow. Good afternoon once again. My father and my mother and my colleague as well. Thank you for having me here again. I will just talk briefly about 3 things about the barrier that we need to break from both construction, industry, real estate, and the one I'm working on particularly now, which is a farmland investment. You know, Yoruba people used to say, "Ebiki wonu koromi kowo," and whoever that wanted to build a house or do any investment, that kind of a person must have eaten something inside his or her own stomach first. So, in order for us to break that barrier, I would like to encourage each and every one of us, no matter how small it is, we have people that are doing or engaged in farm or farming investment. Anyone that we trusted, just like my chairman Bolande said, integrity matters. That's the first thing. And any of my products, I always, first of all, sell to people that are close to me. Even my lecturer, when I was in the school, invested with me. My HOD, when I was in the school, invested with me. Not because of anything. They know me, and they know that I cannot, because I don't run after quick money. I like working and have a time for the thing to have first. Not to look for, just like my Oga said, MMM. Majorly, we, this generation, we like quick things. We always like to see results immediately. And in life, it's not like that. When I enter into real estate sector as a builder, first, it's easier for me. And what I noticed before I ventured in is that most of developers, they are not professionals. I can say it, they are not a professional. Some have money. They will just gather with professionals, the architect and all these kind of things, and they have money to acquire a landed property in a very lucrative area to build and sell. But in that aspect too, she said something when I was coming in about project investment in such a way that you can source for the money from an investor, but before you do that one, something is very, very crucial that a developer or a builder needs to work on, which is the genuinity or due diligence about that particular landed property. So any property that you landed property you want to use for a building project investment, you have to be very, very careful, especially in Lagos State. Yeah. You have to be very, very careful. Having a CFO doesn't give you a guarantee that the government will not demolish your property. No. It's not a guarantee. Having a governor consent doesn't give you a guarantee. You know, so many policies, just like my this thing yesterday, ESD, under the governance, so many things going on. They can maneuver, they can pull some area from we know and come back to your own side. It's still the same CFO that you have. So those are the barriers that we developers need to break. It's not easy. So we just have to do that. So any developer that wants to engage in a project investment, that's why you see so many abandoned projects within the Lagos or outside Lagos, because I make sure that I expand my real estate business beyond Lagos State. I have a branch in Oka, I have an office in Oka, I have a branch in Enugu, I have in Owerri, I have in Asaba, I have in Ghana, and as well as Cote d'Ivoire. What I used to do is that anytime I go to any place, I tap the available opportunity. I don't wait. That, maybe I will come back later. I will first of all calculate the expenses I want to come to that place. And I will say to myself, no, this money won't go in vain. I will make my money back in this place. That is me. So as a result of that, due diligence in whatever we are doing is very, very important. Most especially that we are building. I've worked close to so many developers. They are my friends. In this Lagos State today, I'm a member of Ridan as much as Lasera and Lasera as well. But I noticed so many things. Builders is on ground. A friend of mine is a developer and giving a job to a civil engineer. Construction work. It's last week that this thing was exposed to me. The man tell me, I'm a civil engineer. A friend of mine was introduced, this is builder Akin. It's a builder. Because we don't even understand between engineer on side. We just categorize everybody engineer. So it's me that I begin to enlighten them with developers. There are difference between a builder and an engineer. Structural engineer can be mechanical, electrical, and structural. They are engineers. All of them have their own aspects to deal with when it comes to construction. But a builder is the one sees to the affair of that building in particular, in which whatever the structural engineer design is coming down to the builder to interpret it and implement it on site for our clients. Likewise, the mechanical, electrical, and all of them. So the man was just I used to give him job now. Me, I don't know anything. The man was even bold. Me, I'm a civil now. I have a correct. I was just looking and saying, wow, where is the builders? So those are the barriers that we need to break. Apart from being a registered builder, let's have a registered company. If I wait till maybe after my NYSC before I register my company as a construction company, it might be something else now. I registered since February 2006. Then, now, see the time, and from there, it was the call due to the construction activities that I do engage, being in Lagos, work with Senate Bank, and Papa local government, through my pops before he died. But what I discovered is that some of my clients, I will be the one source for the land in Lagos for them. Look for the agent, I need the land in a place, then I'll now go and build. One of them just inspired me and said, builder, why can't you even be selling land to us? And instead of you to go and look for an agent to get land, you too can. The woman didn't say more than that. And I picked it immediately. Then, when I wanted to enter, someone said, you too, you are looking for money, coming to real estate. I said, don't worry. He said, if you sell land, Lagos State, the land that is not approved, you will go to jail. I just smiled. And the person is very good. My brother, I said, don't worry. We'll get there, but there's no money. But thank God today, we have something. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we can do better. Do not let us be economical in our applause. These are fully packed, well-packed presentations by the panelists. And indeed, they have done justice to this session. However, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that we have your minds now burdened with different questions. And we would like to entertain briefly and straight to the point just about 4 questions before and contributions before we wrap up this session. Hello, please, can you help me take the microphone? We will be taking 4 questions. That's number 1. Mrs. Said, number 1. Number 2, director. Number 2, director. Any other question or contribution? All right, I think we're having only 2. All right, that makes it a bit easy for us. Thank you very much. Let's take Ms. Said.
Good afternoon, my senior colleagues, the panelists, and my other colleagues. I want to ask a question from the presenter, Mrs. Bitola. So, it's not a question per se, but I want you to just shed a little more light. The question is this. I want to know which of the models have you used in the course of your practice, practicing development? Just tell us a little bit about it. Then I want to also say that coming to Lagos to invest in landed properties, it's not difficult, but I want to tell you that apart from having your CFO or your title document, apart from getting your title document done, what you need to do first is to chart whichever land that you want to develop, whichever area you want to develop. Make sure you go to lands, General Surface,
or physical planning office. Go and chart that land first. The reason why I'm saying that is that the surveyors, they used to fly coordinates. And if they use such a coordinate to process the title, it simply means that your property is not situated on that land that you are talking about, that you got the title for. So another person might have title that is on that coordinate, that the real coordinate. And I believe that that person is the owner of that property, of that land. So even you are smiling. So even though if they are giving you the CFO on that flu coordinates, because we have some cartels in land bureau that are doing that. They may not be the staff of that place, but we have some Oluwole is there. You may not be knowledgeable in that area, but because we work there and we know what is there, we have some landed properties in Lagos that are committed, the lands that are committed. You know, sometimes you will say that this the land that is not acquisition. These are the acquisition, the acquired land. Acquired lands are some of the acquired lands are not committed. When they are not committed, it can be ratified. But if they are committed, government only but when government comes, there's something you can do. I want to give you the instance of that Maryland, that drainage alignment area that was demolished recently.
Briefly,
some of our people, yes, no, really, it's very important for us to hear about this, especially those people that are interested in development in Lagos. So that land in Lagos, that drainage alignment. Some people will say that government, Mr. B has done his own and the building is standing there. They have not demolished it. When government will come, that landed property that they've acquired at their fence now, government came about maybe a month ago. They remove it. There's something you can do. Government will remove it. That coastal road. When I was in physical planning about maybe about 10 or 12 years ago, we work on that alignment, coastal areas. We have some of the permanent secretary that had landed properties there. They told them that there's something you can do. They came to our offices. We explained to them that it's a committed. Now today, they are removing all of them. So that's what I want to say. And I want to say that all these models that Madam has talked about, they are very good, but some of them, like the bonds, are being utilized by federal government. Day in, day out. Many of these are those federal government are using. But individually, it might be difficult for us to do that. And the issue of trust is very, very important. Who is that person that will come that you want to partner with you? Maybe tomorrow you just hear that person just sleep and he didn't wake up. Because he has money in one project or the other, and that person doesn't want to pay him, just go and do diabolic action and things like that. I want to say that let all of us collaborate together and see. Your own strength might be my own weakness. When we come together, we may be able to enter into this development development investment. It's very, very good. It's the in-thing. Those people that are not related in construction, they are doing it and they are making it. Go and see the GRAs. You cannot find one single builder developing there. But when we come together, we can have strength and the sky will be the beginning for all of us.
A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Please let me pass to the second person there, the director from last part. Thank you very much. Please straight to the question, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much. Breaking barriers and empowering change in the real estate sector. Yes, I want to ask this question, maybe to my colleagues here in the built industry. Have we explored opportunities in regeneration areas? You know, coming from Lasura, before I came into Lasura, I know less about regeneration. But when I came into Lasura, I realized that the opportunities in regeneration is so enormous. And in regeneration areas, you are almost certain, once it has been allocated to you, you are almost certain that nothing will jeopardize your investment. So I want you to take that opportunity to explore that. Visit Lasura and see where you can collaborate. Then, when we also talk about financing, you know, basically there's difference between the financier, investor, and the professional in this aspect now, a builder. A professional is coming in as a professional, lending his expertise and getting paid for that expertise. But an investor is looking at the returns on that investment. And usually, when you talk about returns on the investment, there's one area that they usually explore so much, and that is densification. The more the density, the more the revenue. And usually, densification, when you increase your density arbitrarily, illegally, it becomes illegal. Because there are some areas that you
Please be specific to the question, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, because of
my question is that when you are investing as an investor, do you also know, and you want that investment to be assured, do you visit physical planning to ensure that you are doing the right thing as per densification? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I would now like to hand over the microphone first to the presenter and to wrap it up with Aladeloba in 2 minutes each. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you for your question, ma'am. Okay, so you had asked what financing opportunities did I explore? For me, I earlier spoke about goodwill. Goodwill was one of the main things that started me off. And for those that know me, they know that whatever Balali does, she does it well, even in anything. My first investor was my boss, someone I worked with. I told her, I said, I don't want to do HR again. And I don't know what I want to do, although I used to, because I did HR, corporate services. So I supervised a lot of construction, innovation, and I also did it in my spare time. So I told my wife, I don't want to do this again, but I'm not sure what I want to do. Then one of my bosses said, I want to start a new business. Maybe she just come and oversee it. So I started, that was when I left HR and started overseeing his real estate business. But in terms of development itself, my first investor was my former boss. And she said, you've never done this before, but if you can do it, I would support you. Then I also had angel investors. I had people that wanted to buy land, that wanted to do real estate, but they didn't have the time. I did not have the experience, but I can put people together. I can project manage. I have an eye for getting the right talent to do things, because that's my background. And I was able, so for me, it was more of project management. There's land, there's investment, and I knew people. And so all I did was I stood in the middle, and I was able to pull all that together. So when I'm in meetings and the architects, the builders, everybody's talking out there, break it down. And over the past 3-4 years, because then innovation is different from when you are building from scratch, when you've had to pile, you've had to do pile caps, you've had to do a lot of things. So I had to learn on the job. But most importantly is my investors, because I didn't have the money, but I had the capabilities. And as we grew, so now we finished one project, we're going to the next one, everybody's asking. They want to buy. Everybody's like, when are you going to buy when are you starting the next one? I said, I've started, but I cannot price it now because of what is going on. But still, the funds are coming in a bit, because people are saying, I believe in you, you've delivered this, you can do more. So integrity is very, very important. I hope I've answered the question now.
Thank you very much. Dr. Aladeloba, help us wrap up in 2 minutes. Thank you, sir.
Talking about, let me start with regeneration. As you are seated here, everywhere you are, there are opportunities around you. It takes for you to be able to see them. And whatever you cannot envision will always remain an illusion. And so, just simply that is a matter of who you are. Now, let me pick the question on land tenora system you were trying to say. In actual fact, there are different land tenure systems. We have the scheme, we have the ratifiable land. And every land has its own categorization. The one for scheme, whether you like it or not, whether it's 100 years' time, government will still come and take that land. Because there is a law called the law of eminent domain. The governor or the government has right to take your land for overriding public interest. But you must be compensated only if you have title to that land. And that's, you see, the essence of title now. But ratifiable land are land that are within government excision, the village extension, that the government has excised from acquired land. And so what the government will do is that you can get ratification. Such land, you cannot get a C of O on them. You will only have registered conveyance on them. So we must take that away from here. And so every one of us must know this in our investment, because it becomes a jeopardy when you invest on a land that is under scheme. Of course, whether you like it or not, government will come and take over the land. And there is also a maxim. That maxim is called the maxim of quick plantator solo sedit. It simply means, don't bother. It simply means that whoever has the land has everything under and above. But the truth is that you don't have the mineral resources. If your land is inside, they find a mineral resource, a mineral where your land is, government will come and take that land because you don't have title. You don't have right to be exploring mineral. It only belongs to the government. So we need to do that clarification here and go away with that. But most importantly, like I said, is that try and do it right. You are not running to anywhere. The land, everything that belongs to you, the land and all that, everybody will end up in that same land, whether you like it or not. But whatever you have put down, don't create problem for your family that are coming. Do it right. And don't be involved in any fraud. Thank you.
A round of applause, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And yes, with that, we have come to the end of the second plenary session for this conference. And I want you to give to these panelists a thunderous round of applause once again for a job well done. But then, just before I release them, I would like to invite right up on stage my own colleague and brother, Builder Mubarak O. Bajabiamila, to come forth, the Honorary Secretary of the Institute in Lagos State, to anchor the presentation of our session, and immediately after that, we collapse the house into the annual general meeting of the Nigerian Institute of Building Proper. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, my brother, Builder Olugbade Lade, the Honorary Secretary of the Nigerian Institute of Building Oyo State Chapter. The whole stands for Olalekan. Builder Lade, the whole stands for Olalekan. Remember. Sorry about that. So, my name is Mubarak Olalekan Bajabiamila, the Honorary Secretary of the Nigerian Institute of Building Lagos State Chapter. I want to say thank you very much, ma'am, and all the other panelists. I have my mentor sitting beside you, so I'm proud of him always. You see the way he's beaming at me. And on behalf of my chairman, Builder Adeoye Thomas, it's been a wonderful Lagos Builders Conference, the 33rd and the AGM that will be starting. It took us 8 months thereabouts. Immediately we concluded the last conference, we set up again that this conference must be better than the last one. And I'm sure you will agree with me that the 33rd Lagos Builder Conference has been a success. Can we please appreciate the AGM committee and the ESCO? So we are here to also appreciate it. So I want the AGM chairman, Builder Ogundare Aremu Abiodun, to also join me on the stage. Mr. President, sir. So let's appreciate the AGM chairman. Builder Ogundare was also the past HS, the immediate past HS of the chapter. Thank you very much for doing us proud. Sir, Mr. President, sir, you know the assignment is for you. But I will also indulge your Excellency to allow me to invite Builder Mrs. Sahid. She's going to be representing our mothers. I don't want to bring them up on stage to present this appreciation plaque. Thank you, sir.
Well, you did not mention the name that we received. So I'm going to invite our barrier breaker in all ways, Mrs. Bolale Ibitola. Let me allow you to come to the middle. And this award is being presented to you as the speaker, guest speaker, on the sub-team on implementation of innovative financing models for building project development at the 33rd Lagos Builders Conference and annual general meeting on Thursday, 17th October 2024.
Thank you very much, sir. Alaja, wait, ma. Thank you. Sir, this is for another barrier breaker. Let me take your word. And we are also proud of her. So this is going to be received on our behalf by the agency publicity director. That's on behalf of, I want you to mention the name.
Wonderful. Yes, another barrier breaker. But this one is breaking the barriers from in-house. Engineer Olayinka Abdu. It's a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and a fellow of Nigeria Institution of Civil Engineers. The general manager, Lagos State Material Testing Laboratory.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Leader Mrs. Adenike. Mr. President, this time around, you are going to be joined by the APBN chairman, QS Akere, to present this appreciation plaque. Thank you, sir.
Oh, very wonderful. When the expatriate MC, and I'm happy to declare that Omawani Jose. So when the expatriate MC was throwing the tall challenge, I begin to wonder between this person I'm about to call and the person that is being referred to as the tallest man in building or the tallest builder, that we will one day throw the tall challenge between the two of them to actually declare and settle the matter once and for all. I'd like to invite builder Dr. Aladiloba Adesina Emmanuel, a fellow of Nigerian Institute of Building, a chief lecturer, and this award is being presented as guest speaker on the sub-team Housing Affordability and Financing.
Thank you, sir. QS, please wait, sir. Mr. President, sir, even though I'm not in contention with the tallest, I'm not in that competition. I have a clue, but I know I am not. I'll wait for my time. we know them, sir.
That's very right. And Gbaja, you are not in a bid to contest in this matter. And me that is even throwing the challenge. The only person that can want to throw his weight here may be Laja. Maybe. But then I'm almost tempted withdrawing the challenge. When Budalade Loba stood up, I look at him and I said, he be like say. But this one is not even in contention for the challenge at all, and he knows himself that he can't contest in this one. But I can. He's breaking barrier in an area that even for us as builder, when he was talking about farm estates, and I looked at, okay, that is another area where builders can break barriers. The farm estates of those days, we have about 6 or 7 of them in Oyo State. The whole farm settlement, and that's an area. So let me present this award, or in fact, don't mind if I put farmer, as part of his introduction. Builder Dr. Odekade Abdulhakim.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Q Zakiri, you can take it. Sir, no. So this time around, sir, I want to invite the past president to join you. Then I want to invite the past honorary general secretary to join you in presenting this award. No, sir. I am learning, sir. So my past president, Builder Chuk Somoife, FNIO, please join us. Our own prince, past chairman of NIOB Lagos State Chapter, and former honorary general secretary of the Nigerian Institute of Building to join. Even though the person we are presenting to is your son, but I am going somewhere, and I'm sure we can all see. And I want to invite another past chairman, and the incidentally is the vice chairman of APPN, Builder Ashimiu Bashir, to also join. Can you please appreciate Builder Mubarak Bajabi Amila? So we are bringing in the challenge. Mr. President, sir.
Oh, this is wonderful. The unfortunate thing now is that, in fighting this one, this is not fair. This is not fair. But to Ukuma settle matter once and for all. Because, and that will be standing on two legs. You see, one thing we do say that Ibadan Moja to Fukara Wajuleru. We are not afraid of fighting. So maybe Kukuma settle the matter once and for all. So, and I'm going to do that because this man has been the person you want to give the award to has been referring to somebody as his mentor. So if his mentor is there and he's been referring that he taught him how to do the MC, so maybe Kuku invite the mentor to join them in presenting the award. No be so. So I'm not settling any matter. We are just inviting the mentor. So Builder Loba, you better come and join them in presenting the so that we now invite the man, Builder Olugbade Abdulfatai, so to receive his award as a short money between these all of these people. So my past president, I will allow you to put the award in his hand. So just take the middle. Don't worry, it's, we have a way of prophesying. I think.
Thank you very much, sir. Sorry, sir, so that we can have group pictures with all of them. So join them. I'm sure we can feel the puzzle now. Let's appreciate them once again, please. Thank you very much. Great. So we are now going to have another round of pictures down. So my chairman, past chairman, all the past chairman, all the fellows. Our member board of trustee, Alaja Builder, Mrs. Bolariwa, to please join. Our representative from the fire service to please join. Our Builder Ibrahim, our members and directors in the Lagos State Civil Service should please join. Builder Adilu Abino FNLB should please join. You are a fellow. QS Akere should please join. Maybe we will now collapse it. Yeah. Okay, so let's for the director. Let's for the directors, please. Do you want to? The length is too much. Okay, the photographer for the directors, please. Can you just allow us to take this? Then you will now join them, please, so that we can manage it. No. It's fine. The directors, please wait. Oh yeah, let's. QS Akere. Maybe you should stay by the president, please. Thank you. Directors, sorry, please.
Thank you very much. While the photography session is on, important announcement. The attention of Mr. Kolawole Jamiu Aremu is needed at the carbon stand for a gift. Please go to the carbon stand, Mr. Kolawole Jamiu Aremu. Thank you.
Photographers, are you fine? Okay, so Mr. President, we release you. Our directors should join now. Directors should join all the awardees. Join them now. Thank you, sir. Let's go ahead. Just excuse. Oh yeah, go ahead. On the podium. Yeah. ESCO member, we are running out of time. ESCO members, just please come around. Are we okay? Thank you. NIOB ESCO. Okay. NIOB ESCO. NIOB ESCO cohort members, yeah, please join. Women with the chairman. Women, only women with the chairman. Beautiful. Women. Builder, well, is Builder Mrs. Aladeloba Emmanuel. Please join, ma. Thank you. This is a special request from my chairman. All the students in the house, Unilag, Lasustec, Yabatech, the three of them. Please, students, please. No. Students, Unilag, Yabatech, going. Yabatech, Unilag, Lasustec, Laspotec, going. Let's go. You see, my chairman is proud. Oh my God. Can we please appreciate them? These are the futures of NIOB. Mr. President, congratulations. Yes. Wow. Just as we take that, we thank you very much for this opportunity. The LOC, the AGM LOC, please join the chairman. The LOC and ESCO, please join the chairman. LOC. IPC. Builder Usu is the LOC special advisor. Builder Sunday J. Usu FNIB is the LOC special advisor. Closing remark.
Okay, can we put our hands together for ourselves? That has been a wonderful time since yesterday. Okay, on behalf of the Nigerian Institute of Building, Lagos State Chapter, we want to thank everyone for attending our wonderful conference and exhibition for this year. And we want to promise you that the 34th is going to be more wow. Thank you for coming. See you next year. For the next 34th Lagos Builders Conference and AGM 2025. 2025. Our date is 15th and 16th October 2025. Thank you. Can we put our hands together? Thank you.